Stay the fuck out of nigga line. Hey, don't swear. Don't swear. Hey, don't swear. Bush line.
All right, all right, all right, all right. Here we go. Here we go. No games, just business podcast, episode 24. I'm Darius. I'm here with my cousin Jimmie. What's up, cuz? How you feeling? How you living?
Feeling real good, living real good. Episode 24. So you know I had to bring the Laker gear out. Shout out to Black Mamba. Feeling good on a Sunday, fun day. Let's get it popping. How you feeling, Don? What's up?
What's good, Don?
I can't complain, man. I've been waiting on this pod all day from our group text from earlier. I said, "Oh, they don't know they're gonna have to deal with me today."
He's bringing. He went into the bag today, Jimmie. He went into the bag today. He had to pull something out the bag
today, but I stay in my bag every day. But it's all right, though. It's all right. We coming for it. I'm coming for it. Let's go, man.
We got some crazy stuff going on, man. We got Kyrie to the Mavs, man. We got Super Bowl. The Super Bowl coming up this week. It's a crazy. We get some crazy sports now, right?
Oh yeah. Right.
The Pro Bowl today.
Yes, we got the Pro Bowlers showing their face for the first time, man. It feels like some backyard football type shit. It feels like some NBA likeness type shit. Show the face, take off the mask. Let's get it popping. I like it.
Yeah, man.
It was kind of weak a little bit. Them boys is moving up and down the field a little bit too easy for me.
Defense matters now, huh?
I'm just saying, hey, it comes in handy sometimes, but just them. I mean, they were just sitting back. It's bad when Tyler Huntley was out there looking like he a capable quarterback back there. But we gonna leave that there. I would like everybody to like, subscribe, and comment.
Damn, get it in and out like that right there. Damn.
Jimmie, what we got on the agenda today, man?
Man, we got a little bit of everything with a mix of a little appetizer of what chapter 2 is gonna bring with basketball galore. We got a great artist. We're talking about Kyrie Irving here. We're talking about Kyrie Irving to the Mavs after requesting a trade and shaking the league up. And from there, we will go into the Super Bowl preview. Who will win? What does what needs to happen for both teams to come out victorious? Who is going to be the X factor? Who is going to benefit the most from a Super Bowl win? Will it be Mahomes? Will it be the GM? Will it be Jalen? Who will it be when we look back at the Super Bowl this year? And from there, we will go to Sean Payton to the Broncos. Because you've been preaching for the Broncos for a long time, and Don has been on you about it. And, I'm somewhere in the middle. But we will see how this segment goes because I feel like fireworks will be shot. And from there, we will talk about also how far the Broncos will go. What will the record really shape out to be with a proven coach at the helm? And from there, we will go to a list that is you talking about shots fired. This is war. And I feel it through the mic. Before we even ran it down, Don was talking about what he's going to bring to the table. So let's just run it out with the 12 best quarterbacks in the league. And from there, we will close it out with rumor report. There's a lot of reports going around all over the place, and we will dissect about 9 of them between us and see what the true rumor will be that will happen or that will be capping when we look into the future. Let's pop it. Let's get it. Let's go.
Let's get it. We're going to get right into this Kyrie Irving to the Mavs. Oh, man, there was rumors that he might have been, going back, pairing up with LeBron. There was rumors that he might have went down to South Beach where Don, that's Don's home team right there, going playing with the Miami Heat. There was rumors he was going to the Phoenix Suns. There was rumors that the Clippers then joined into the race to get Kyrie, right. And he done went over to the Dallas Mavericks. That's big time. Jimmie, what you think? What you think about this, man?
Before I say anything, there was a segment where we were talking about Luka a little further back, and it made it seem like I didn't like Luka. I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna say it loud and proud.
He didn't like Luka.
No. You have to go back and really listen, truly listen. And if you listen, you'll get it. But if you don't, you'll be over there with them. Now, Luka Doncic will be the best Caucasian to ever play the game of basketball. I will say that. I have said that, and I'm going to say it again with my chest. He will be that. And Kyrie Irving is going to help him accomplish that goal. Kyrie Irving is the perfect match for him. Kyrie reminds me of me. I'm not saying I'm Kyrie, but damn sure have that two capability. I want to play off ball. I'm a cook off ball. Don't worry about me. I'm gonna get my shot off, and that's what Kyrie has got going on with his package. 3-way score, post game galore, but he doesn't need the ball in his hands. Luka, we've been thinking that he does. But I believe he's more of a facilitator first with the option to score at any given time. He's never sped up. He's never slowed down. He's an all-time great. He's top 5 in today's game. He's already an all-time great. Yes, I said it. Based off of that talent. And if you add that with Jason Kidd's coaching ability, I seen Kidd get this team not full of a lot of great defenders or good defenders, playing well as a defensive unit. Team basketball. You're talking about closing out possessions with rebounds, no second chance points, getting out in transition, letting Luka cook. Now we have another guy who can cook, and we can rely on this champion in Kyrie Irving, a proven veteran in Kyrie Irving, someone who's has been waiting for the opportunity to show his true colors as the dog that we all know and love. And now let's see him do it. Beside Luka Duka. Shout out to Big Trav. Let's get it.
Wow. Yeah. I agree, man. I agree. The Mavericks, I believe, is 6th in the West at the moment. Is that a at the 6th position? Are you in the?
No, you ain't in it. You just safe.
You're just safe, right? Okay, so you don't have to play in the play-in tournament.
Correct.
Okay. Well, this is just what Luka needed. We've been talking about this. I think when me and Don was on the Luka train earlier in the year, we were saying, I know I said that Luka needed a number 2. He's been doing this by himself for a while now, since he's actually been with the Mavs. I mean, they tried it with Kristaps Porzingis. We see how that went. He lost Jalen Brunson, who is playing very well for the New York Knicks right now. I mean, Christian Woods. I mean, my Houston, see Houston over there. Houston bred, you know what I'm saying? He went over there. He's playing well, but he's hurt right now. So when they get him back, this team's going to be better. This team is 9th in offensive, efficiency. They're very efficient on the offensive end, but Luka's usage is at an extreme rate. It's so high right now. I think this might be like he's breaking history right now with his usage rate right now. So bringing in Kyrie, who is a dangerous, ball handler, who can shoot the 3, he can stretch the floor, play on ball, off ball. He's gonna take so much pressure off Luka, because now you have we're talking a superstar next to him, offensive threat, a true offensive threat that, I mean, a lot of guys can't guard Kyrie. I mean, when you talk about ball handler.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about an all-time great ball handler,
best,
a guy that can get to the rim, score from the mid-range, score from pull up 3. I mean, this is great for this team, and I'm excited to see how far this roster can go in the playoffs, especially when healthy, when they get Christian Woods back, when they have Kyrie on the floor, when they have Luka. Because I'm going to continue to say it. To me, Luka's the best player in the league, and it is what it is.
Well, me and you normally be on the same page as
Mr.
Luka,
Triple-double.
But then you lost me once you said that last statement. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Russ is Mr. Triple-double. But anyway.
Well, first I want to start off by saying what each team got. The Mavs got Kyrie and the Morris twin, and then the Nets got Dinwiddie, Finney-Smith, first round pick and multiple seconds. If you ask me, the Mavs might have fleeced the Nets, but I get why the Nets did it. They said they wanted a starting point guard, a guard, and some wing depth. So I get it, but at the same time, Dinwiddie ain't moving the needle. He really ain't. And Finney-Smith, yeah, he a good 3-and-D player, but I don't know if this is gonna be enough to keep KD in town, to be honest with you, because honestly, the Nets was looking like a championship caliber team with Kyrie, and now you bringing in role players essentially with KD. I don't even know if this team would be able to get out the first round, to be honest with you now. And for the Mavs, yeah, you're gonna have 2 players that average over 27 points now, but I'm I don't know, man. Kyrie, he's just too unpredictable. I'll say this: if everything goes well, Luca has proven that he can get his team all the way to the Western Conference Finals by himself. So if everything does go well, yeah, maybe you can make an argument that they could make it to the finals, and who knows what goes on after that. But I just, like you said, they're sixth in the West. How many of these teams ahead of them would you definitively say that you would take them over? I mean, you would take the Mavs over, because I'm not sure. I'm not. I don't know if I would take them over the Nuggets. I'm not sure I'd take them over the Clippers, to be honest with you. The Kings, I'm not worried about them, even though I like the Kings. Who else is up? The Suns. Devin Booker isn't back, but he should be back. I believe it's Tuesday. But I don't know, man. I think I would take the Mavs, to be honest with you, over the Suns. So
I'll probably
I'm
take him over the Kings.
oh, that's not even a debate for me, to be honest with you.
Even though the Kings are a fourth quarter team, they've been playing very well in the second half this year. But I think Luca can overcome that roster.
I'll take them over the
That's
Nuggets.
you would take the Mavs over the Nuggets.
The
Yes,
Nuggets.
and I would have took the Mavs over the Nuggets. I'm talking about the series here. I'm not talking about.
That's
talking
what
about
we
seeding.
talking about too.
Right. So yeah, I'm talking about in the series. It's very hard to beat Luca by himself. You're giving Luca another dog. I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. Luca, high expectations now.
Jokic has his players back. He's gonna have Porter Jr. and Murray. Murray just
Right.
scored 41 last night.
That's
Gordon's
cool.
been playing very well this year too.
That's cool.
Exactly.
These players have been banged up. The players you just named.
What's the
So
guy they call
durability.
Bones
So,
on that
Bones
roster?
Hyland.
Will Barton. You talking about? Oh, you
Bones
talking
Hyland.
Yeah, he's been playing well this year too. That
Yeah,
Nuggets
he
team
about to
is
get traded
dangerous right
though.
now.
that
He about to
Nuggets
get
team is
traded
usually
though.
dangerous. That Nuggets team is beautiful in the regular season, but in the postseason, typically someone's banged up. Throughout the regular season, someone's usually banged up, and their expectations in the midst of the postseason usually aren't isn't matched. Usually, it's first round, second round exits, looking for this Nuggets team to do more, and no one on that team other than the Joker, is better than Kyrie's level or equivalent to Kyrie's level. So I'm expecting the Mavericks to do more than the Nuggets.
But after Kyrie and Luca, you could arguably say the Nuggets have, like, I don't know, the next 6 to 7 better players
But we
than
just
than
talked
the
about
Mavs.
Luka getting to the West by himself, quote unquote.
Yeah, yes, he did do that, but also
Mm.
Jokic has been in the playoffs by himself, also
And
making
what
to
has he
the
done?
second round, making it to the second round just as well, just also. So I mean, he's only been to one Western Conference Finals, and
Recent,
yeah, he's no, I'm saying Luca has only been there
right? That's what I'm
once.
saying.
So it's like
Recently, last year.
I can't sit here and say like, oh, if Jokic has his players that they can't beat the Mavericks, like my problem with the Mavericks is it was Luca or nothing, and also they're 30th in assist and 30th in rebounding. What we gonna do with that? Kyrie ain't fixing that. Kyrie ain't no Magic Johnson out there. He ain't rebounding and assisting. He just was there to put the ball in the bucket. So
It's to, it's to
I'm
take the load off Luca.
I get that, but I'm just saying I get why they did it because Luca needs help, but at the same time,
What would you have rather
I
him do?
I no I would I don't know, man. To Kyrie too unpredictable for me. Like I was
Off the
even
court
debating
or
with myself if I would even want him on the Heat, to be honest with you.
why?
Like
Like what? Why?
I
Why?
don't think him.
uh
I
Does the
don't think
media get
him and
into you?
Jimmy.
Or?
I
no, it's
don't
not
think
the
him and
media.
Jimmy could gel together.
It's Kyrie.
Mm.
I mean,
What?
Kyrie's too unpredictable. I mean, I get
What do you
why
mean?
I get why he didn't want to take the COVID shot. Cool. No issue with that. That's your own preference. But even like some of his beliefs that he posts on Instagram, like, bro, everybody got their own beliefs. You ain't got to be sitting here trying to preach everybody and tell everybody about your beliefs, and then it costs you games because then the team suspends you because you putting out stuff that you ain't got to put out. It's like, why? Like, it
Because
doesn't
everyone
have to
has
be
their own
said,
opinion.
but it doesn't have to be said, especially if it's going to cost you
But
games.
okay, so as far as it costing him games, there are certain things you can do that are going to cost you games. As far as having an opinion, I don't think that should be one of them. And what Kyrie did was express his opinion. We can all disagree, we can all agree, but regardless, it's an opinion. I believe his platform and his influence is why it deemed him troublesome on the negative side. But as far as opinions, I feel like you shouldn't be punished for having an opinion.
It wasn't just the opinion; it was what he posted.
We'll leave that for another day.
Yeah. I mean, he does have a right to his opinion. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think he was, coming at anyone or any gender or any genre personally. And I would think that
You talking about
Mark,
when he was posting that stuff?
whatever he was posting, listen,
Yeah, I was about to say
we'll leave that on another day. So besides that, I feel like Mark Cuban is a businessman, right? We're talking about a guy that's all about his money, all about his dollars. And he also is a friendly. He is a player's GM, right? I'm sure the guys can, the stars can come up to him and say what they need to say if they have something, they need to get off. They can go to Mark, and he's there to listen. I'm sure that there's some level of agreement between him and Kyrie to where this will all work out. I don't see him just going to the Mavs or saying or accepting being traded to Dallas and about to play on Monday, right? I believe upon physical he's playing tomorrow. Or when do they play the Lakers? They're playing the Lakers at some point.
They play the
Clippers.
Clippers.
Wednesday or Thursday on Clippers, I believe.
So his next game is against LA. He's going to play.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, he's ready. He's ready to play. So I'm sure that they have an agreement to where he is going to get the extension. He's going to get at least majority of the money, if not all the money he's looking for.
Mm-hmm. They already said they came out with a report earlier. They said Dallas did not say that they had a deal in place for Kyrie. It's not no guarantee that they're going to give him that deal after the season. And it seemed like y'all only looking at Kyrie as the player on court. But that you got to look at Kyrie also on the stuff that he does. Kyrie is too man. If Kevin Durant, his own best friend, couldn't get him to stay on the court to put the team first, would you think? What? Oh, Mark Cuban. You think just because Mark Cuban is a player's owner that he's gonna be able to get Kyrie in check? Kyrie does whatever Kyrie want to do, and that's been evident since.
You sound like Stephen A.
It's the truth. I mean, we've seen time and time again. Bro didn't want to be in Cleveland. He wanted to be his own man. Wanted to go get his own team. Cool. Got traded to Boston. Things didn't work out with Boston. Now him and KD team up together. He didn't want Harden there anymore. Harden gone. It's like, bro, Kyrie literally. Then he say, "Oh, we don't need a coach." When they had Steve Nash. Granted, Steve Nash is trash, but he said they don't need a coach. Then he sat here. What else has he done? Kyrie requested a trade over the offseason, like the first time.
That's the issue? Requesting the trade is the issue?
The reasoning why he always wants to.
Do you know why he wants to be traded? Does anyone know? Who knows?
Now he wants to be traded because the Nets gave him stipulations on the contract. Because Kyrie is undependable. If you're dependable, team. It came out in a report just this week. What do you mean?
There's a lot of
ESPN has said that.
We about to go over rumor reports for topic 5.
How about Woj? Is Woj good enough for you?
No, listen. Rumor reports. Woj ain't 99.
It's not rumors. It's not rumors.
Let me spit. Hashtag. Let me spit. Rumor report 5. In those rumors, there's gonna be things that are cap and that are fact. Within those rumors come different people, not the horse's mouth. What I'm talking about is what you're talking about. My fault is what Kyrie wants, and he does what he wants to do. We don't know, none of us, not FS1, not ESPN, no Games Just Business, what I'm on. None of us know what Kyrie wants to do, but Kyrie. So for us, and he don't reveal what he wants to do just so freely. So we can assume all we want. Kyrie is not reliable based off of what? His durability.
Off of history.
I could go with that.
Off of history. What do you mean?
Because of COVID year, he wanted to sit out.
I know. I don't blame him for that. But people.
James Harden wanted out multiple times. Are we pooping him?
No, I'm saying he's not reliable because of what? People will hold that COVID stuff against him. Me, not personally, because I get it. But that's one example. The second example is posting that stuff on Instagram. That's a second example. Kyrie puts himself first before he thinks about his team. And you don't see nobody else up out here doing the same mess that Kyrie is doing. Is that a fact or no?
Kyrie isn't the
Name
same
another
person as a.
star.
You
Name
just asked
another
a question.
star.
Can I answer it?
Go ahead.
All right. So Kyrie isn't just anybody. Kyrie's a leader outside off the court too. He sets an example. He's in different practices and religious, you know, beliefs that affect his life on and off the court. To my fasting, and he's been made fun of or put down for different beliefs. We don't speak on that either. Like you're saying, he put it on himself. He put his beliefs on himself. Like, why does his beliefs have to come with certain backlash, or why does his way of life, the COVID shot or not, have to come with backlash? Why does him wanting to live in a different city and make a legacy of his own, not based off LeBron's, a problem? When Kobe did it, just because he finished and won championships was okay. Nah, he can do it too. He wants to challenge himself in a different way, just like KD wanted to as well. Kyrie's not an issue in the locker room. Kyrie doesn't cause you to be distracted. The media does that, and if you give in to the media, then you'll be distracted. You're distracted by what you can't focus on, or what you allow yourself to not be focused on. You are why you're distracted if you give into media.
Bro, just last year. I'm sorry, dude. I just got this one. Just last year, when Harden was there came out reports that Kyrie was causing issues in the locker room. But you can go ahead, Darius.
You can believe that if you want.
I could see it on both ends, right? I believe that, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, but the way Don views it as is as an organization, as a general manager. Um, do I want to have to worry about these things? Because unfortunately, the media takes what the public, a lot of times it's all about public opinion. So if everyone's gonna attack Kyrie, that's going to come and cause issues in my organization that I'm going to have to deal with daily. And then guess what I have to do? I have to enforce rules and maybe suspensions, fines, suspensions and fines that I have to enlist on my players in order for me to still, be a business. I might lose money because of this, right? And I think Jimmie is seeing it as he's not harming anyone, right? He just has his specific beliefs that he believes in. And I mean, as a player, we already understand that this guy is top tier. When he's on the court, he's on the court. We haven't, besides the extra curriculum, like uh besides the outside antics of like what Don brought up as far as the social media posts, stuff like that. Kyrie I haven't heard any other teammate come out and say Kyrie's a bad teammate. Yes, it may be distracting as because I don't have him consistently every single night, so that might be frustrating because you guys want to win games. That's why Harden did one out. That's why KD said, "Hey, Kyrie's his own man. Like I can't control what he does," and that might have went into why KD wanted out as well because he's like, "Well, I don't really want to have to. I don't want to get in between this. I don't want to get in because Kyrie's my friend, but also I do want to go out there. I do want to win games." So I see it on both ends. Um, I I think Mark Cuban is that guy to take to take the risk and bring Kyrie in. Even with the backlash of the public, going forward, if he continues to get that type of backlash, and I won't be surprised if he does. Um, and I think it also benefits the organization as far as a basketball team. He does bring a level of offense to help Luka take the load off Luka, and I just hope it works out, man. I hope it works out because I like Curry as a player. I don't see anything wrong with him as a person, but hey, everyone has their own opinion.
I just my only thing with this whole thing is you can't say it doesn't hurt anybody because like you're not the person that it's affecting, so you can't say it doesn't hurt anybody. If he's talking about a whole religion, a whole nother, like that's like that's like somebody talking about something that you believe in, like whatever if you believe in God or you don't or something, and somebody sitting here saying all this negative stuff about it, and it's like, bro, like, what are you doing? Like, you can't speak for us. Like, why are you putting all this misinformation? And then the thing about it is, the information was wrong. What he was putting out. So it's like I can't back up no Kyrie. Like, yes, I like him as a player, but as a man, he's unreliable. Like, he does whatever he wants to do, and he doesn't think about nobody else but himself.
Do
If
you
you
think
say,
his wife can rely on him? Do you
I
think
will
his kids can
say,
rely on
hey,
him?
I will
I'm not
say
That's
there to
crazy.
say what his wife can do or what his wife
one
can't
thing
do.
I
I
will
ain't in the
say,
household.
It's
one
crazy.
thing I will say, we here don't, we don't discriminating against any type of gender, race, or anything like that. I will say that first here on No Games Just Business podcast, and secondly, I am not aware fully of what was posted on his channel and what he exactly said. So I'm not in detailed knowing of any of that information. I'm just looking at him as strictly as a basketball player traded to the Dallas Mavericks from the Brooklyn Nets. That's how I'm viewing it.
Well,
Good.
if you want to keep it basketball, do you even think that him and Luca will even mesh together? Like I'm hearing all this stuff, but I'm not sure if Luca and him can mesh together. Luca is one of the most ball dominant players in the league, probably the highest. And now you bring in another ball dominant player over. It's not like he's Kevin Durant that can just be in Steph Curry that can be just plugged in any situation.
My man Luca adaptable, baby. He the best, man. Mr. Triple Double any given
Um,
night.
you have a legit point when it comes. Well, it's somewhat legit when it comes to his usage rate because yes, it's correct. It is high. It is very high. And KD does not have a high one, but LeBron James did have a high one. LeBron James on the Cleveland Cavaliers the first time around had a high usage rate, and then he went to the Miami Heat and was able to adjust. And then he was to play with Kyrie, and he was able to adjust as well. I believe it's a seamless fit because LeBron and Luca to me are more pass first, which will allow Kyrie to score first. And they both can get their own shot. So I believe it can work out. As far as egos being put aside, I believe the egos fit the role they're wanting. Off ball, attack, on ball, attack.
I think it'll work out. I think it'll work out. I
How
think
far
uh
can they get?
I think they could get to a
Mm.
I say second round for sure. Possible Western Conference final. But if they got to go through the Nuggets, I think the Nuggets is too much for them. I think that they could compete with the Suns.
Memphis?
Ooh.
Bro, we not get never
Memphis
mind. Mm.
Memphis with Steven Adams will be tough. Without Steven Adams, they can compete with Memphis. But any other team, I think they could beat the Clippers. The Warriors without Steph, they could beat them.
I gotta stay
Quit. Go ahead.
consistent on it because I'm claiming him as the best Caucasian of all time. Let's understand what that means. So, with that being said, I believe Western Conference Finals minimum is
Jimmy,
what they're looking at.
real quick. How could
Yes,
he ain't even the best player in his organization that's a Caucasian.
it's true. That's what I
So
said.
how
I
could
believe he will be. Speaking into the future,
you think
You
he's
talking
gonna
about
be
Dirk?
better?
no,
Yeah,
I'm talking
you
about
think
Luka.
he's gonna be better than Dirk?
I think he'll be better than Dirk and Larry Bird, the best Caucasian of all time. Larry Bird. It's
That's
gonna be
You
maybe
gotta
harder.
you gotta
that's
you
already
gotta
maybe
win.
Dirk.
You gotta win to do that.
Yes, and I'm projecting they'll. That's what I'm saying. At least minimum with expectations of having a superstar next to you now. I believe Western Conference Finals minimum is where you should be at this point. And as you enter your prime,
So if
Luca,
he
you
doesn't
should be
make
winning
it, it's gonna be a
championships.
disappointment.
Yes, yes. For me, it would be.
Look here. I probably will take them over the Grizzlies because I'm just not the biggest Grizzlies fan. I'm not gonna lie to you. They irritate the living mess out of me. They talk too much and have not done nothing. Like I can see if you've done
Hmm.
something, you have not won anything. You haven't even got out the Western Conference. They said they ain't worried about nobody. This ain't a Grizzly topic, but they said they ain't worried about nobody in the Western Conference. Would you care to know they got a losing record versus Western Conference teams? How the hell you ain't worried about Western Conference teams and you got a losing record against them? You got to play them to get to the Eastern Conference. I'm sorry that Dylan Brooks is ass. Who else we got up on there? I like Bane. Jaren Jackson's a little bit overhyped for me. Ja Ja good, but Ja do a lot of talking, and
Mm.
whenever it come to these squabbles, he just be standing there acting like he wants smoke, but I ain't never seen him actually get into that smoke. But I'm gonna get off the Grizzlies. I'm gonna get off the Grizzlies. What y'all got?
Yeah. I think to wrap this up, though, I'm gonna leave my comments. You know what? I'm not gonna leave my
Don't
comments.
say
now.
it. Because I
I'm gonna
already
say
know
it.
it.
I'm gonna say it because that sound like them Cincinnati Bengals, man. You talk about your Cincinnati Bengals
Nah,
over there
because
talking
the
too much,
difference,
thinking
but the difference
they
is
like that,
the difference is
and don't have
Darius, Darius,
don't
still
have
Darius,
don't
Darius.
have the
Do we think
awards
we
or
think
anything.
we like that?
Yeah, I
Or
think y'all like
or
that.
we really like that?
Yeah, not like that, man.
Oh
Yeah,
my
not
G.
like
Then
that.
why did you
You
choose
have.
us to beat the Chiefs?
I
Said
thought
how
y'all. I
interesting.
thought y'all was like that, but just come to find out that y'all not.
Nah, bruh, y'all acting. The thing about it is, the Bengals beat the Chiefs last year, went to the Super Bowl. Can the Grizzlies at least make it to the finals? Can they even make it to the Western Conference Finals? You can't compare where you can't compete. They ain't got Joe Burrow. They damn sure ain't got Chase, and they damn sure ain't got T. Higgins. They got just Ja Morant. That's it. The rest of them boys, they cool.
Ja isn't a at least a Jamar Chase.
I'm not saying he isn't at least that. I'm saying after Ja, who else you banking on over there?
Right.
Bane cool, Jaron Jackson
you're right.
cool.
The situation just isn't the same.
So
You're
why
right.
y'all bring up? So why y'all bring up my team?
It's just talking premature. That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
No. It's not premature.
Premature talk.
This is like when the Grizzlies was talking to the Warriors, like
The
they've
mayor?
done something. Like
The mayor, that's premature.
Bro, that's the mayor. We talking about what they actually done. What have they actually done?
Calling him Burrowhead.
But that doesn't matter. We've beaten the Chiefs
There
three
were-
times.
there were-
The Grizzlies
there
have
were
not
people
beaten
saying-
nobody, and when it matters, that's the whole point of
There
my
were people
thing.
There were people saying that Burrow was better than Mahomes.
But
just
Darius,
because he
that's
couldn't
fine.
beat them.
That's fine. But they've proven that they can beat the Chiefs. That's the thing that I'm trying to get to y'all. They've beaten them 3 times. They've done something. You can't tell a team that has not even made it to the finals.
Super Bowl is,
and we've been there.
Okay, and didn't win.
So you can't.
We're just
so you
saying
can't say
you're
they
talking
can't do it.
premature.
You can't say that you can't do. You can't say that you can't talk if you've proven that you can back it up. If you've beaten a team 3 times, Jimmie, if you beat me 3 times in basketball, you're not gonna start popping some shit.
No, I mean, I don't talk shit. I just do my shit, but that's different. I don't talk. I do. But I'm talking about the Chiefs right here. Okay, the Chiefs and the Warriors are in similar boat here. Okay, so with the Warriors, if you're going to talk to the big dog, be the big dog. If you're going to talk to the Chiefs, be the Chiefs. The Chiefs have won the Super Bowl.
Chiefs the same thing as the Warriors? The Warriors are 4 times champs. The Chiefs have won 1 time. Let's stop acting like the Chiefs are this dynasty that have done this time and time again, because we've seen them lose to Brady in the playoffs and to Joe Burrow. So stop acting like they just out here just spanking everybody ass, bro. Like they not. Like they're a good team. They
accomplish what they accomplished and then talk. That's all.
You said what now?
Accomplish what they have accomplished and then talk.
They made it to the Super Bowl.
No, they won it. They've won one. They've won
That's
one.
Cool.
Let's go.
That's cool. You know, I don't get how a Patriots fan is always on the Chiefs.
Closing arguments. Jimmie, where do you have the Mavs going this year with Kyrie?
I got them going to the Western Conference Finals, and it's going to depend on the health of Steph Curry. He just got banged up against those same Mavs. So, and the Warriors are my NBA pick out the West. So it's going to come down to the health of both teams. But whoever's most healthy will win, I believe.
Western Conference Finals for Jimmie. Don, what you got?
Who's my Western Conference Finals prediction?
How far do you have the Mavs going in the playoffs this year with Kyrie?
If Kyrie just plays basketball, Western Conference Finals. But if Kyrie is on his nonsense, first round
exit. I like it, man. I got them going to the Western Conference Final as well as the best case scenario. Worst case scenario, they'll be out the second round. And we are going to get right into this Super Bowl preview. Man, oh man. The Eagles versus Chiefs.
Coulda, shoulda.
The best O versus the best defense.
Yes.
The best O line versus the best D line.
Mm-hmm.
This is like David and Goliath right here, man.
Andy Reid's own stomping ground.
This is crazy. This is a crazy matchup, man. The Chiefs, man, they need, when you got Mahomes, that's like That's like the X factor right there, right? That's like LeBron when he went to any team he went to. Hey, I know how Jimmie feels about LeBron because he's a Kobe fan, but we're gonna leave that for another day, right? So it's just like LeBron. It just your odds to get to the championship is here, right? Every time you got Mahomes on your team, it's up here.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Mahomes, you already got the X factor in Mahomes. You give this team 2 weeks to get healthy. All the receivers went out last game, but now they have some time to get healthy. Hopefully they do get that. Then we got the Chiefs defense. You got to deliver, man. You got to create some pressure on Hurts. You got to create some turnovers like you did last week. And you also have to stop this rushing attack. But also the Chiefs have the experience. Chris Jones been here before. Mahomes, Hartman, if he plays, they've all been here before. We can't forget Kelsey as well. This is their third time. This is the time for them to win their second title. Man, oh man, them Eagles, man, they got to control the clock. Keep Mahomes off the field. And they do very well at doing so. They got to run the football well. You got to do it. You got to outscore the Chiefs because the Chiefs could put up points in any given moment. You got to cover well. They've been doing that all year, but you got to stop them. And they play very well against the tight ends. The only tight end, the most they've given up to a tight end was 68 yards to the rookie from Tennessee. And that was the most yards they've given up to a tight end. So maybe they could shut down Kelsey. Who knows? And you also got to protect Hurts. Another O-line that's really dominant in this league besides the Chiefs. You know what? I think this Super Bowl benefits Philly more than it does the Chiefs because this is the first time you're going to be winning with a true dual threat quarterback, because they wasn't able to do it with Randall Cunningham. Also, the GM, he's probably going to win GM of the year. You bring in Reddick. You bring in Bradbury. 2 talented guys to help this defense out. You traded for A.J. Brown and Gardner Johnson, who Gardner Johnson at one point led this league in interceptions. You also got a pedigree, a guy, Akeem Hicks. This team got 3 levels of their pass rush deep. A lot of these guys don't even play. Ndamukong Suh doesn't even play. Mm-hmm. Jordan Davis doesn't really play.
Which is crazy.
Crazy.
You should be in there.
So you threw all the marbles on the floor right there. You put everything. You put everything in the bag. You put all your eggs in one basket right here to win this year. So this is your time frame to win with this team. You also joined the 2-win club in the last 23 years. Besides those Patriots, get them out of here, man. Get them out of here, man. But nah, you joined the 2-win club with the Steelers, the Bucks, the Giants, the Ravens. So this is all on the Eagles right here. This will benefit their organization tremendously. And Jalen Hurts, this is your time to get a payday. This is your time. This is the time to get your bag right here. Because a lot of people didn't believe in you, but they gave you the keys. They gave you the keys to the Ferrari right here. The X factor of this game, A.J. Brown or Devontae Smith versus those rookie corners. Let's see if those guys can cover these 2 talented players right here. Don's pick. Don said that this was the best duo in football right here. I said Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, but Don said this is the best duo right here. So let's see what
preaching what I said because never mind, I am Eagles fan. Never mind. Go ahead.
Okay. Oh, let's say Mr.
Another one.
God damn. I forgot I said that, and I was just thinking like, why is he saying that?
So A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, can these guys get open? Can these guys beat these rookies down the field? And can Jalen Hurts get them the football? And then, you know who I got as the winner, man. You know who I got, man. Eagles, baby. Defense wins championships.
What?
And the offense is good enough to still get it done. The D-line flusters Mahomes, forces at least 1 turnover. That'll make a difference. The offense is very poised.
Switch your name now.
What? Why are you so shocked?
Because he was just on that Mahomes stuff last week. What do you mean?
I'm a realist.
Thank you.
I'm a realist.
Keep it a
I'm
buck.
a realist. Defense.
So
the
you
Philadelphia
telling me?
Eagles
So
will
you
win.
telling me, Jimmy, that when you speak, I'm gonna hear Eagles come out your mouth?
Just let him spit. Let me spit, and we'll spit about it, man. You crazy right now. You can't
Eagles.
praise two people at the same time.
Again,
God.
he you know what? He still wants me to be on the Buffalo Bills train. He wants me to say, man, the Buffalo Bills really should have been here. No, they're not. They got cooked.
It's over.
It's over.
Like-
It's over. Next year, maybe I'll pick them to be my Super Bowl favorite. Who knows?
Oh, Brady's gonna unretire again. Like, what the heck?
You lost me. Go ahead, Darius.
So the Eagles will win this game. Defense wins championships. The D line will fluster Mahomes. They're at least gonna force at least one turnover during this game, and that's gonna make a difference. The Eagles, the offense is good enough. They have, obviously, when we're looking at the tiers of what each team has better, Mahomes is obviously better than Jalen Hurts, but Jalen Hurts is very capable of getting this job done. He's very poised, and they have a good enough tempo to control the clock and score points. The Chiefs, they won't be able to pass the ball to Kelsey. I already brought up a point on the most yards they've given up this whole year. Granted, the guy's not Travis Kelsey, but 68 yards to a tight end. The Eagles, they'll win the trenches both sides. I think that's going to happen. A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, one of them, or at least both, will score a touchdown this week. And guess who's going to be the MVP? Yeah, man. My boy, Jalen Hurts, man. Jalen Hurts.
Your boy, huh?
That's my boy, man. Hey, Eagles fans, man. I'm with y'all, man. Even though y'all killing me on TikTok, but it's all good. It's all good.
You just
said
Trevor Lawrence is better than him.
Oh, yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there when we get to the top 10 quarterbacks.
Oh,
we're not there yet.
Oh, my. Jimmy, what you got? I'm real interested in hearing you.
First off, I want to say, you remember LeBron almost won that Finals MVP? That individual performance was so beautiful, while that team was just so beautiful on the other side. Well, that might be what's in store for Patrick Mahomes and this beautiful team that the Eagles have. Okay, we can praise one while praising the other. Two can be true, and from there we will talk about them Eagles. Yes, the Eagles should win this game. This Eagles team has more to work with. They're better in more units, and their coach is poised to show that he's a top 5 guy. Andy Reid is going to take a lot of X's and O's to draw up methodical, long, everlasting drives in order to keep the ball away from the Eagles and put points on the board efficiently. No field goals in the red zone. We need touchdowns. And I believe it'll be 4 down territory almost every time in the red zone when it comes to those Chiefs. I believe they will try to make the Eagles march the field. And if they do get in the red zone, I don't think it'll be a lot of field goals kicked. I think it'll be a lot of high scoring opportunities. Like they're trying to get into the end zone more than anything. As far as the need for each team, I believe the Eagles, they need to establish a run. The Eagles, if they do that and don't make it a Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes game, it will go into the Eagles' favor. Again, the trenches is where it's going to be won, and you alluded to it, cuz, and that's where the Chiefs are weak. That's where I wanted the Bengals to attack. That's where I felt the Bills could attack the Chiefs, even with Chris Jones. When he's double teamed, I believe it's hard when you're talking about stopping a run to ask anyone else on that front seven to step up. When we talk about getting after the passer, the Chiefs are a little bit better. But as long as they don't have to just drop back and pass with Jalen over and over again, as long as they're not behind, I believe these Eagles can do it. As far as the Chiefs and what they need to be efficient. They need to be smart with the ball, methodical, and control the clock. It should not be a high scoring game in the first half. I believe if the Chiefs want to sort of open it up, the playbook get a little tricky, it should be in the second half. I believe the run game with the Eagles and the script for the Eagles will be a lot more patient, tempo. It'll be the battle of the clock. And I believe the Chiefs showed it last week against the Bengals that they can do it, but now it's just a bigger test against a great defense. So from there, we're going to go into, for me, the X factor is going to be the running backs. Whoever can establish some sense of running game. And I hope that the Eagles don't shy away from it. It'll be running back by committee, including Jalen Hurts, and then Pachinko. I need Pachinko to continue to run hard. I love this rookie. I love the way he runs. It's perfect for this Chief offense. He finishes runs. He's finishing forward. He can catch out the backfield. I believe I want to not take back what I was saying last week, but I'm not going to poo-poo them too much for not running the ball so much, because there's a lot of dinking and dunking which can assist when it comes to running and slowing down that pass rush, which I think they will do a lot. It'll be a lot of screen game, a lot of vertical. Horizontal plays as opposed to vertical. And for me, the biggest benefit would be for that man Patrick Mahomes, because you made a great point when it comes to one of the first mobile quarterbacks, dual threat quarterbacks to really win a championship. And it truly almost made me say I might change my mind, but That's neither here nor there. Patrick Mahomes, if he wins his second, he will be in rare air when it comes to multiple Super Bowl winners being the guy. Shout out to Peyton Manning, who was not the guy of the Broncos team. This would bring him into passing Drew Brees clearly, passing Rodgers clearly. Like, so this guy is climbing ladders as we speak. Ascension is happening. And if he wins it, it's a whole nother level.
Who do you have?
Eagles. Did I not just say the Eagles?
Jesus.
Did I not? Because did I say the Eagles? Did I not say the Eagles?
To be very fair, I didn't hear you say who was going to win.
But I said you could praise two. You could praise two.
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
but when you started with the Mahomes stuff, I was like, he choosing the Chiefs.
I thought you was going with the Chiefs.
No, I said the Eagles should win this game. They have everything on. They win every matchup.
Should is not saying that's who you're choosing.
Why would I be biased? Like, I should go based off of what I see. What I see is what I call. This ain't the Patriots on the field. Why would I be biased? And even if it was, I'm not gonna be biased. I'm calling it objectively. Biased, son. Come on,
Jesus.
Man.
Oh, Jesus. I might just choose the Chiefs so all three of us don't say the Eagles and then it backfire on me, to be honest with you. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Wow, look at this switching up. God.
No, it's really just because I don't want to see the Chiefs win. That's just really what it is.
Say the bias with your chest.
It ain't biased. Yeah, it ain't biased. I just don't like the Chiefs. It ain't biased. I'm telling you what it is. I don't like the Chiefs. I don't like half of their players on that team. I think that y'all overhype a lot of them motherfuckers on that team. They ain't like that. Moving on. The Chiefs. Honestly, me personally, I don't see a way that they win this game, to be honest with you. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know how many of their wide receivers are healthy now. That Eagles defense is tops in everything, whether it's passing, rushing, sacks, interceptions. Like that's a tall task for Mahomes. And I know y'all like to say, oh, they got Andy Reid, they got Travis Kelce. Mahomes is this great quarterback. That's all fine and dandy. I don't give a fuck about none of that. They taking that L. As far as the Eagles, this one day I will agree with Jimmie. Hey, beat them boys up in the trenches. Like the Chiefs are really not like that. And I believe with the dual threat ability of Jalen Hurts, with Gainwell back there, with the other one, Sanders, I believe back there, they'll have plenty of opportunities to run that ball and then hit the Devonta Smith and hit AJ Brown in the tight end and Quez Watkins, because you talking about the Chiefs that have multiple rookies back there. Yeah, that's cool. They stepped up last week at home, but how do rookies play when they're not at home? Seems like they start to make mistakes. Mm-hmm. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm fairly confident in AJ Brown and Devonta Smith versus that secondary. On the other hand, how confident are y'all in everybody else besides Travis Kelce? Because that was cool. You had a good game last week, Valdez-Scantling. That's cool. But even I know our secondary ain't nothing compared to that Eagles secondary. So you was able to go up over there and do whatever you had to do. You had like 100 and something yards. That's all cool. I praise you for that. Good job. All that comes to an end this week because I believe Bradbury or Big Play Slay is locking that up. And I know you're gonna say Travis Kelce. I'm not gonna say what I said last week because it came back to bite me. But just know I'm not expecting nothing much. I believe the Eagles are going to focus in on him. You talk about giving somebody 2 weeks. The Eagles defense is like that, and you give them 2 weeks to actually game plan for the Chiefs. And you've seen like even teams like the Bengals and the Bills have success against this same Chiefs team. Like they're good, but they're not like this vaunted team that cannot be beat. We've seen them get beat on plenty of occasions. All you have to have is a good defense. They almost lost to the Broncos, and the Broncos do not have the offense to match the defense that they have. As far as X factors, I got the Eagles secondary versus Mahomes. Like if they're able to shut down all these weapons outside, I was gonna say outside of Travis Kelsey, but if they're able to shut down those weapons, we all know, yeah, you could Eagles defense is middle of the pack with rushing, but you think the Chiefs are gonna kill them in rushing? I don't. And then on the other side, for the Chiefs, their X factor is every offensive weapon outside of Travis Kelsey, because I just don't see them having a big game. You could say Hardman, that's cool. He's decent. You could say Valdez Scantling, he's cool, but I just don't see them having a big game against that Eagles secondary. And I know one of the questions was, what would like a dynasty? There's something about dynasty. That was the question, wasn't it? Something about dynasty.
Who would this benefit more, the Eagles or the Chiefs?
Um, my non-hate for the Chiefs, I would say it would probably benefit the Chiefs, because then that'll give y'all another reason to praise this man and be on his praise team, and that'll give all of y'all a chance to say, oh, he's better than this guy and he's better than that guy all the time. So I would say it probably would go a much longer way for the Chiefs, because everybody has this thing made up in their mind that the Chiefs are already a dynasty. Now, if you get two, now you actually can say that you're getting closer to a dynasty, because right now all you have is one championship, and then you lost last year in the AFC Championship game, and now you get back here. And then if you get to the Super Bowl and lose, it's gonna be like, yeah, that's cool, you made it, but you're not finishing the job. That's what Jimmie say. Paraphrasing, because that's what he said about my Bengals. We ain't did nothing, even though we
Yeah,
made it and we didn't finish the game.
they wouldn't have finished the job for multiple years. Yeah, for
Who?
one,
Who?
Chiefs. The Chiefs wouldn't have finished the job for multiple years if they lose. Yeah, for one. There's a difference in that too. Just saying.
Anyways,
Yeah.
none of that matters.
It definitely does.
The
Multiple as opposed to one? Yeah, definitely.
what does that
If you lose LeBron losing multiple times in the finals as opposed to not making it at all matters.
That definitely hurts LeBron's
let me
case.
ask you, let me ask
But
you
that's
this.
that's just getting
Let
on a
me ask,
different topic.
no, but I'm saying if we
Yeah,
just
you
going off
probably
the
don't.
last 2 years, if the Chiefs lose this Super Bowl, it'll be the same thing the Bengals did. Got to the Super Bowl and lost, and then got to the AFC
What are you
Championship.
saying right now? Do you
No,
know how many times the Chiefs have made it to the Super Bowl?
they've been
Bro, I'm
almost
sitting here talking about the
in
last two
four in
years.
four
I'm
years.
only
They
talking about the
won,
last 2 years,
lost conference
but I'm only
championship,
talking about the
and
last
that it.
two.
Why are you
Since
doing this? Why aren't you
no,
talking?
no, the only reason why I'm doing that is because I know y'all like to say the Bengals have not done nothing. I agree with that, but I only go off of when Burrow arrived. I don't give a fuck about what they did when we had Andy Dalton. I do not care. So for me, it's like, all right, the last 2 years, if they get to the Super Bowl and they lose, it's the same thing. Literally, made it to the Super Bowl, made it to the AFC Championship, and lost.
It's not the same
Now,
because Patrick Mahomes was not drafted the same year Joe Burrow was.
I agree with
He
that.
accomplished something before Joe Burrow got in the league. That's what we're
I
trying to
agree
say.
with that. I agree with that. But I just I don't know, man. For me, I just feel like it's not gonna, if he does win, that'll give y'all all the ammunition that y'all want to go ahead and praise this man. For Jalen Hurts, he getting that bag regardless, because the Eagles have said they already gonna pay him a massive contract. It's only because it's not like if he win, y'all gonna elevate Jalen Hurts above, say, Burrow, Allen. Hell, y'all even got Trevor Lawrence above him. So
I
I
mean,
don't
but I
know.
mean, it depends
Not
on how
going.
he wins. It also depends on how this team wins, because again, he
So
has
if he's the
he
reason
has
they win, are you gonna bump him?
he. It depends on what type of game it is. If it's a 150-yard passing game, one touchdown, one interception, and 36 rushing yards, and the defense just has an outstanding game on stopping the Chiefs, then okay, Jalen Hurts. I mean, you made some plays in order for them to win, but if he goes out there, throws for 250, 275, two touchdowns, zero interceptions, and rushes for 60, 70 yards, rushing touchdown, and I mean, depends on how the game goes, right?
I, yeah,
I
and
can agree
I
with
agree
that.
with that because if he shows some type of clutch factor, like he has to come through at a certain point in time, That's what I'm waiting for Josh to do. So I might just put him over Josh.
You would have.
If Jalen comes through in the Super Bowl in a clutch moment, he has to. Like the team is not built for him to have to do great. But if he does great because because they're calling on him, I'm waiting on Josh Allen to do that later in the season. And if Jalen Hurts proves that this year, then I might put him over Josh Allen. Yes.
But I do got one thing though, Don. How can't all right? How can't you give credit what credit's due? Like
To who?
what has Mahomes not done to not show that he is a top tier quarterback? He is our generation's best quarterback so far.
Yeah, yes, we can roll with that. But my thing is, I'm just my only issue where it comes to me, like I'd be like, all right, I'm not doing all that now, is when we start to say that he's gonna be better than this guy and this guy that has already finished a career. Let this man finish his career first before we start anointing him above other people. When
Like
for
who?
me, you was just sitting here praising him,
I
saying that
asked.
he
I
was going to
asked
be
who
better than
specifically.
Rodgers. You said
Yes.
Rodgers, Peyton. Peyton, I'm not ready to say that he would have had a better career than Peyton just off of he won 2 championships. Peyton Manning has a whole body of you be the first one. It's amazing to me how you pick and
Peyton
choose
Manning.
when you want to choose body of work, because Peyton, what he played for like 16 or something years. That's a
Yes.
long body of work. Mahomes only been in the
Consistently
league, yes, consistently.
in the
There's an
playoffs, he
argument,
was similar to
bro.
Rodgers.
But hold on, no, there's an argument to be made that he was the best regular season quarterback that the league has ever seen.
Peyton
I don't
Manning
give a
is the
damn
best
about the regular
regular
season.
season quarterback I've
Yes.
ever seen.
Top 10
So
quarterback.
no,
Yes.
no, hold on. From your words, level of consistency. Every
Yes.
year he showed a level of consistency of being the
In the
best
regular season.
quarterback in the league.
Yes.
So how can you just start anointing? Because Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl, he's been bad in one and then good in the other. So what we doing here? Because
All right, now you
I've
sound
seen
crazy.
I've
You
seen. It's
sound
not
crazy right now.
crazy. Look up the
No,
stats. If you
you're
don't
talking
know the
about what I'm
stats,
doing,
don't
so let me
say
spit about what I'm doing.
don't
And I know the
say.
stats because Peyton Manning you were specific. You said regular season. I agree. Peyton Manning in the regular season is a monster, similar to that of James Harden and Aaron Rodgers, like I just said. Peyton
But
Manning
you
in the
can't put
postseason.
James
Let me
Harden in
spit.
the same
Hashtag. Let
category
me
as Peyton
spit.
Manning.
Let me spit. And Peyton Manning in the postseason isn't the same guy as he is in the regular season. You can actually say that he regresses in the regular season. Patrick Mahomes has already proven he doesn't do that. Patrick Mahomes has made it to 3 Super Bowls. Peyton Manning has made it to 2. Peyton Manning was not the sole reason that the Denver Broncos won. He was actually the biggest weakness on that team. So Patrick Mahomes in his 2 Super Bowls or 3 Super Bowls that he could potentially win, 2 of the 3, has not been the biggest weakness. He's been the biggest strength, the biggest reason they are there. So there's a difference in that one, those 2 Super Bowls as opposed to the 2 that he could potentially win. And Rex Grossman is not something to tip your cap to, but Tom Brady is.
Alex Smith is?
What are you talking? Tom Brady is who Patrick Mahomes lost to, and Rex Grossman is the dude that what you call it beat.
That Peyton beat.
There you go. Rex Grossman
But that's what I'm saying.
that's not
No, but
beautiful.
that's what I'm
The
saying. Patrick
49ers team is
Mahomes
nice.
beat Alex Smith. We're like, what are we
What
doing
are you
here?
talking
Like
about? Alex Smith.
we can't sit here and
What are
say
you
like,
talking about?
oh, he
didn't
beat
beat
this
Alex Smith.
quarterback.
What are you talking about?
Who was the 49ers quarterback when
Jimmy
they
Garoppolo.
Jimmy? Oh, my bad. My bad. But is Jimmy Garoppolo something to brag about?
That whole team is, yes. The 49ers? It's like, come on. That's better than
Bro,
the Rex Grossman
I,
Bears. Stop it.
there's another reason why I pause on praising. I was watching a podcast the other day. They also said the Brady and the Mahomes situations are so rare because yes, they're good, but they got put in situations compared to like Peyton Manning, who had the system built around him, and it's much easier to win when you have Andy Reid, a Bill Belichick, all that stuff around you, where you just got dropped into something like that.
I mean, uh, but then you can't. But see, this is where we're gonna get on a different topic here because you can't. You're poo. That was our argument in the group chat because you can't poo Trevor for being in that same situation. He was drafted to be the golden child, right? He's the highest rated quarterback to come out of college since Andrew Luck, right? He's drafted to be the franchise. He's drafted to be to face the guy to win them Super Bowls, but they're building the team around him. His first year was just just as bad as Peyton Manning's first year.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, he overachieved. So how are we saying that Jalen Hurts is a total package better quarterback than Trevor Lawrence when Trevor Lawrence has less weapons and overachieved more than what Jalen Hurts had to overcome?
I'm sure we. I don't want to get on that
Well,
topic.
yeah, we'll
I'm
get
sure
it.
we're gonna get to that
But
real
you're
a little
but
later.
that
But
that's what I
get
thought
what you
about
say.
when you say that.
I get what you're saying. But my only thing with that is, let me ask y'all this honestly: is it easier to win? Like, take the biasness out. Is it easier? Was it easier for Brady to win in that system versus Peyton in the system that he had? Because Brady already had a makeshift situation.
No, because Peyton Manning had Reggie Wayne and Marvin Harrison, and he had
No.
Edgerrin James, and
Dallas
they also had Dallas Clark. Forgot about him. They also had Dwight Freeney.
I get all of that. I get all
Come
that.
on.
But the only thing that you didn't say is, yes, he had Tony Dungy, but is Tony Dungy Bill Belichick?
No. But
No.
did Tom Brady help make Bill Belichick? Like, let's understand.
No,
like,
I'm gonna agree with you on that. You already know I'm gonna say Tom Brady is why Bill Belichick is why he's so highly regarded. But me personally, that's why I pause on all that Mahomes stuff. It's like, yeah, he's great, but I could honestly take y'all to don't just say no because you know who I go for. If Burrow or Allen was in that same Chief system, you don't think that they would had the same success as Mahomes?
no.
Why?
First off, Joe Burrow to me is an electric enough outside the pocket improviser extraordinaire. Big. I think Patrick Mahomes has a bigger arm, and on the move, he has a bigger arm to be able to exploit Tyreek Hill a little bit more. Josh Allen is closer to that because of his style is closer to Patrick, but the clutch ability Joe has over Josh, which would make him closer to Pat. So it's similar.
I could agree. I think Josh Allen would be better fit for that system than Joe Burrow would. I could agree with that.
Let's just go to the next
Especially
topic.
when Patrick is the
I'm
system.
not even.
Yeah.
I can't
On that note,
with the praise team of
On that
Mahomes
note,
right now.
we'll go right into Sean Payton.
Stop.
The real
Anywho,
Sean.
the
The
real.
real
Please stand
Sean.
up. Please stand up. This is Sean Payton, man. I'm gonna let you speak because I know how you feel about them Denver Broncos.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I've been saying it all year, man, that the Broncos was not going to be a good team this year. I'm going to stick to it. And you can rewind the tape, but that's what I said. And I said next year that they'll be better. Don questioned me and said, hey, how better will they be? I give him a seven win season. And with Sean, I think I still give him a 7-win season.
Wow.
But when I first seen this, I was like, man, they gave up a first and a third. Like that's a lot for a head coach. Like, what are they doing? They're giving up draft capital. They don't even have their first round draft pick this year anyway. Like, what is going on? But this team does have some cap space, believe it or not. Also, in NFL history since the 2000s, there's been 5 head coach traded for compensation. 4 out of the 5 went on to be very successful. Bill Belichick went for a first and a fourth, won 6 Super Bowls. John Gruden went for a first and $8 million. In his first season, he won a Super Bowl. Bruce Arians went for a 6, went and won a Super Bowl and 2 playoff appearances when he was with the Buccaneers. Now it's Sean Payton's time. Sean Payton took a shot on Drew Brees when everyone thought he was washed up after his injury. Devastating injury at that. Won a Super Bowl. Has Super Bowl pedigree. Out of his 15 years with the Saints, because there's some people that say, oh, what did John Gruden really do for this team? They went to 2 Super Bowls, I believe, while he was there, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's 1-1 in the Super Bowl. And he's won one. And out of his 15 years there,
You mean
he's
Sean
had
Payton or John Gruden?
Sean Payton.
Oh, okay.
Sean Payton. Now we on Sean Payton. So he took a chance on Drew Brees, brought him in as a franchise quarterback. They won a Super Bowl together. Out of his 15 years with that Saints organizations, they've been top 10 in offense 12 times. He's drafted guys that some may be in line for a potential Hall of Fame resume. Jimmy Graham. We can't sleep on him as a tight end. Cam Jordan, who's still with the team at the moment. Teron Armstead, who's with the Dolphins right now. You saw what he did for Tua. Brandon Cooks, who is a I'm not saying Brandon Cooks is a Hall of Famer, but who is a solid receiver in the NFL. Michael Thomas, who's been one of the league's best receivers at one point. Alvin Kamara, who's been one of the best running backs in this league. So you could just tell right there he is a team builder and an offensive guru. You've been poo-pooing Russ all year, washed up Russ. I think he's going to get the best out of Russ. Russ can still make the throws that some of these other quarterbacks couldn't. I think Russ has a better deep ball than like a Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers at this point in their careers. I think he's a little bit more accurate than those guys. I think that eventually they'll trade Jerry Jeudy. I think maybe they keep him, but I think they're going to need to move a piece on offense to get better. Jerry Jeudy might not be a better receiver than Sutton, but I think Sutton is their true number one. Hopefully they get Javonte Williams back. He can be a top 10 running back in this league. He's already shown it. So as long as he can come back healthy, they can do it. And then you got the mastermind right there. You already have the defense to back up your offense that's struggling. Now you bring in the true offensive guru, a guy with pedigree, a guy that players are going to want to play for. He's going to be able to bring in guys that maybe someone doesn't want to go to Denver, but now that they have Coach Payton, guess what? You know what? I want to play for him. I want to play for that guy. I think this team is going to be good moving forward. Just not – I think that they'll be like a 7-8 win team. I'm going to stick to that because I said that at the beginning.
That's good?
That's better than what they did this year. That's improvement.
That's still below 500.
Sean Payton's first year with the Saints, I believe that they were one of the worst teams in the league the year before. His first year, I think he won 9 games.
So Sean Payton didn't change. So Sean Payton didn't change nothing for you.
And then 2 years after that, I think they won nine games back to back. Then they bumped it up to 10. Then he won a Super Bowl his 4th year.
So did Sean Payton change anything for you? Is my question. Because you still have them winning the same amount of games.
Sean Payton will change life for Denver.
On the win scale?
On a win scale, he'll bring in talent. He's able to he knows how to scout. He knows how to bring in the right talent, and he'll get the most out of this offense.
I'ma just say it now. Sean Payton ain't changing nothing for Denver. Denver has a rust problem. Like and Russ gonna be there for the next couple of years. It's all cool. Yeah, Sean Payton did some amazing work with Drew Brees. I give you that. Will Rush be completely washed? Nah, you know how you go into the sink sometime and then you just wash your face in the morning, where it's halfway dry, wet and halfway dry. He'll be like halfway washed and halfway still decent. So I'm just not here to say that the Broncos are going to be some spectacular team just because they got Sean Payton. Their play calling would be better. Their offense should be better, but they're still. And it's going to really depend on if Rodgers goes to the Raiders. They're at best the 3rd best team in their division, like at best. And
So you think that with for Justin Herbert, his development will improve with
Kellen Moore?
Kellen Moore and their current head coach?
Honestly, I'm not the biggest Kellen Moore fan, but I'll say this: Justin Herbert is still that guy. So
he is that guy, but that can hurt your development.
It can, but
Keenan Allen's getting older. Mike Williams always battling injuries. Austin Eckler, we've on this show here.
Hold on, you just gave the Broncos the benefit of the doubt that Sean Payton will bring in some people. You don't think some people are going to flock to the Chargers because it's in LA? You get to play with Justin Herbert.
We talking about Sean Payton.
We talking about Justin Herbert. Is Justin
Who are
Herbert
they going to go out and get?
I don't know. Like I can't
They
name off
talk
the
about
top of my
they're
head who
talking
they
about
can
them.
get.
They're talking about drafting Jordan. They talk about them taking Jordan Atkinson, I believe, from USC.
Yeah, the wide receiver.
Yeah, who will be perfect for Justin Herbert.
Exactly. So you still got Keenan Allen, a good slot receiver. You got the big threat on the outside, Mike Evans, and then you probably he's like an all around the guy from USC. So now you got three weapons right there, and you still got Eckler in the backfield and Justin Herbert who can make every single pass. Like I'm I get it. The Chargers charged it up this off season in the playoffs, but we can't sit here and act like Justin Herbert still ain't that guy. Like, bruh is top 5 quarterback up out here, and I'm not. I've seen nothing from Russ this year for me to give him the benefit of the doubt. I say this: the defense is good, but they just lost their DC today also. Is that defense going to stay the same, or will it regress? We don't know. So I don't think he changes anything, to be honest with you, because I would still, if we doing the ifs game, if the Jets get Aaron Rodgers, I'm choosing the Jets over them. I'm still going to choose the Steelers over them. Hell, even Jimmie little team that he wanted to praise last week, I choose the Browns over them. Like it's a good bit of Patriots probably too. Like I'm just not here for the Broncos. Like they're not like that. Like on the offensive
I,
side,
I'm
their
a, I'm a,
offensive line is trash.
offensive line is trash. I'm just gonna say this one thing, Jimmy. Then you got the floor. My bad.
All right.
But Russ was sacked the most in the league this year. He was tied with Justin Fields at 55, which is crazy.
Russ is 34 years old, and you know when age is hitting, when Father Time is knocking, your situation needs to be better. And this is the start. Sean Payton is the head of the snake, and I believe him and John Elway can, make something shake. I think it'll take time. I think it won't be fixed necessarily, but it'll be turned around in a sense, turned around into the correct direction because the GPS got them going the wrong way. They don't have draft picks. You alluded to it. They don't have anything to truly bank on when it comes to draft picks because, trade bait because a lot of their bait is injury prone. With the receivers and such. As far as defense, they can't afford to let loose of any more talent because that's what they're hanging their hat on as a team to be in contention. And with a 34-year-old quarterback, there's no time for rebuilding or rebooting. Retooling is what they need to do. And it's going to be hard, but Sean Payton is a great mind to do it. But because out of all the players you were naming, there was a few in there as far as the left tackle here and receiver there later on in Drew Brees' career with Sean Payton. I just don't see a lot of offensive talent. Sean Payton just picking and plucking. Brees was doing it with a lot of solid guys. He didn't win with Alvin and Michael and these big time names. Drew, his greatness is something that Russ hasn't touched. Russ had a great situation when he did win the Super Bowl. Brees' situation was nice, but it was a lot of his work and his greatness coming to the table. Russ's greatness is on the back. He's on the back half, back in, not just washed, in my opinion. I don't like to throw the wash word around too much, just too soon. Just like you don't like us to praise. But anyway, I
I
believe
don't
this
care
O
about
line.
y'all praising, man.
Oh, here we go. Yo,
You
just speak
said
on
you
them.
said
You
I
just
don't
he
like
speak
hates
y'all
on them.
he
praise.
hates
You just
Mahomes.
said I don't like y'all to praise. I ain't got nothing to do with what y'all say. I just
But
said
you just talk about us praising a lot.
Darius
That's what
asked me why. Darius asked me why I don't be praising or something like that. I just be chilling, man. I give praise when it's due. But go ahead.
I'd rather praise him before I shit on him. And as far as Russ, and we're not going to shit on him just yet. I'm going to allow this season, this offseason specifically, because as a GM of this team on the franchise of Madden 2023, this thing was very difficult. First off, the salary cap is nice. They're about middle of the pack, upper middle of the pack. But as far as the location, when it comes to Chargers, Broncos, when y'all were talking about it, I was smiling because as far as me, I'm not trying to live in Denver. As long as, with Chargers is the other option. I'm trying to live in LA. So these top weapons, I don't want to play with 34-year-old Russ. Maybe 32, maybe 30. But Justin Herbert, I'm going to play with Justin. Raiders, I'm going to play with Vegas is beautiful. The potential, the taxes, it's cheap. Come on, like it's just everywhere else in the division is just a more of an attractive area. So I'm very shocked that Sean Payton even went there. Like I mean, I know he has the eye that no one else has when it comes to the Drew Brees and seeing something that others can, an artistic eye. But where's the art with Denver? I want to see it. I need to see it, and I'll believe it when I do.
Jimmie, you finally on the same page today.
Come on now. Yeah, we talk about Sean Payton here. We talk about Sean Payton, right? This is a $20 million coach right here. This man is making quarterback money, and you mean to tell me he doesn't see something in his eyes on the way he is able to view talent, is the way he's able to grade talent, and you don't think he sees something in his Denver Broncos team that he can get out of? We are acting like there's no foundation on this roster already. They have a defense. Mm-hmm. They have a defense.
Other than the defense, what they got, Darius?
They have a defense and a cape in some form of a quarterback. Some form. We are talking like Russ is like bottom of the barrel. Like he's like not the worst of the worst. No, that's how we're talking. Maybe, you know, a lot of his teammates come out. Maybe his character isn't the greatest, but as a quarterback, he can still make some of the throws. And I think Sean Payton can maximize what Russ has left in the tank. And that's what I'm saying. He sees something in this team that he can get out of. I think he realizes that the Raiders is going down. The Raiders is going downhill. The Chargers, I think he thinks that he can beat that Chargers organization. His matchup is the Chiefs. He's trying to get where the Chiefs are. And he's taking on that challenge at 60 plus years of age. Unless he's doing it for the money, then hey.
Yeah, I would go. I think he's going for the money because ain't no way you're going to tie your future up with Russ, who's showing you nothing. Quick question, just real quick, just spitball. You said Russ is in bottom of the barrel. Where does Russ rank?
Because don't let him sip. Don't let him bait you. We're a couple segments away.
Take that heavy sip. No, he not even in that topic. He didn't make the cut. He didn't. Hey, I did a top 15 and he still didn't make the cut.
Yeah.
He didn't make my cut either. I'll leave it at that.
I just want to know a number.
But it's okay because it's okay. A lot of the guys that got praised this year didn't make my cut.
You know, I'm not even gonna get started with you because last week you showed your true colors when you said that nonsense about Chase at the end of the episode. But I say this also.
You said Chase was the best receiver in the league, but it's okay.
No, you at the end you also said that you got. Yeah, there we go. I'm glad Jimmie remembered.
That was crazy, guys.
But we're gonna get back to this right here. You said Sean Payton thinks that the Raiders are going to be a dumpster fire, basically, and you said that he also thinks that he can take care of the Chargers. I don't think that's what it was. I think it was a money grab, to be honest with you, because nobody else was trying to hire Sean Payton, to be honest with you. Hell, the Denver Broncos wasn't even trying to hire him. They wanted DeMeco Ryan. They wanted DeMeco Ryan.
Right.
Hey, all I'm saying is they wanted DeMeco Ryan. That's the report that came out.
I'm sure that no one wants to pay the price tag of giving up draft capital to get.
So why do it? There's other guys out there that you probably could find that you don't have to give up.
You see why the head coaching job for the Cardinals and the what other job is open?
Colts.
And the Colts is still open. Come on now, they because teams are probably reevaluating on getting these offensive gurus, either offensive coordinators or college head coaches from college that are supposed offensive gurus, and bringing them into the league to help them be head coaches. You want a guy with some pedigree.
That's not why they're still open. The Colts, it seems like they trying to. I ain't gonna lie. There's a report. They said the coach seemed like they trying to just act like they interviewing a lot of people just to try to rehire Jeff Saturday.
I heard that too.
But the coach, to me, it seemed like they doing their due diligence to try to get they even bought in the Bengals offensive coordinator. They bought in Eagles. I think either the offense or the defensive coordinator. Like they're trying to see about getting somebody in there. The Cardinals, they even got the Bengals defensive coordinator. Went in there either today or something, and the Eagles offensive defensive coordinator for a second interview. Like, I get it. You could say people don't want to pay that price, but there's multiple other people that you could. Eric B. Enemy is still out there. Why we acting like Eric B. Enemy is not sitting right there? Why we acting like Jim Caldwell isn't out there? Who else? There's multiple people out there that you would not have to pay for. So I'm just not here for the Broncos and Sean Payton. I just think that the Broncos, because they're owned by Walmart now, they wanted a big name, and there is no other bigger name than Sean Payton out there. And it's gonna come back to bite them in their ass, just like how the Russ deal did.
Hmm.
I guess only time will tell. And on that note, we're going to get into a hot topic that we've been talking about for weeks upon weeks upon weeks. And just to give y'all a heads up, we will be doing our top rankings for the season here for the next coming weeks. And this week, we're going to start off with the quarterbacks, and not 12, but 15. Top 15 quarterbacks in the league for this year. We all want to start.
We'd start 15 going down, right?
You want to start 15 going down?
Or would it be
Let's
more
do it.
or is it more spicy? Well, I don't know. 15 going down.
Okay. Jimmie, you want to start it off? Don, you want to start it off? What you
Nah,
think?
I let one of y'all go, man.
Back in the day, they used to ask me what leg I want to run. I said, give me the first leg. Let me get out them blocks and get gone with it, because this boy can fly, yo. Yo, I'm gonna start it off with that guy, Patrick Mahomes, number one.
No, we
And
doing
then
15. We going 15 down.
well, it's only right. I mean, that was obvious for him, but anywho. So I'm going to start with that man, Kirk Cousins. And there's not a lot of positive things I'm going to say about him, so I'm just going to go and run it down. Kirk Cousins. From there, I go Dak Prescott. From there, I go to Tua. And then I go Matthew Stafford.
Hold on. Do y'all want to name them all down, or do y'all want to all do 15, 15? Like, y'all want to do it like that? Or how? Because I'm gonna tell you now, I'm gonna forget some of your numbers that you named some of these
Okay.
people at.
Yeah, I'll add the number to it. That's what you're asking for?
No, I'm saying if you just go all the way down, I'm gonna forget who you had at what spot, to be honest with you.
So the first five, and then you want to...
Yeah, let's do it
All
like
right.
that.
Let's go. So for my first five, 15 through 10, I have Kirk Cousins, Dak Prescott, Tua, Matthew Stafford, and Jared Goff.
Wow. Oh,
Jared
wow.
Goff coming in at
Yes.
11.
Yes, really. Oh wow. Really, oh wow. Because one of those
Wow.
names did not make the cut.
Yeah, you know what? Jared Goff didn't make my cut, and he should have.
What?
He should have.
Wow.
He should have. He
Yeah.
should have.
I did not think that was
I'm-
the name that you was gonna say.
I'm actually surprised he put Matthew Stafford up there.
That's
He didn't
my
play
name
this
because
year.
he is
I mean, he was
on my
hurt.
list.
I mean, he was hurt, and Cooper Kupp was hurt. I mean, what do you expect?
So
But
how
when
does he
has what
make the? How does he make a
I
list?
mean, you're going off of
But you
this
know
year.
what? You know what? Someone made my list that really didn't play this year either.
I mean, people are hurt.
So,
I mean,
you know what? I'm gonna take off. I got Derek Carr at 15, but for 14, I'm gonna take off Kirk Cousins because he should have had a better year than what he did
Bro
with the
threw for
weapons he had.
47 yards.
He threw for 4,700 yards, only 29 touchdowns, and 14 interceptions.
That's better than some of these guys that's above him.
He
I
has
know that.
he has Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, and T.J. Hawkinson,
should be
If he
doing
threw
more.
for 4,700, what you want him to throw for?
and Osborne.
What
It's
you
not even
want him
about
to
the
throw
whole
for?
number.
I want less interceptions. I don't want 14 interceptions. Give me 7. Give me 8.
So Dak should not be on this
I don't want
list.
10. I don't want 10. I don't want 10 comebacks.
So Dak shouldn't be on this list.
No, Dak is definitely on this list.
So Josh Allen shouldn't be on this list then, because all of them was up there in interceptions.
Yeah, but they're better quarterbacks. And we talked about this.
Is Dak really
and
that
Kirk
much better than
Cousins.
Kirk?
No, they're
I
in the
believe
same
so.
tier. They're in the same tier.
tier.
But you know what? We laughed at Dak the couple of weeks ago, and I said in that game I would have took Kirk Cousins because he had a better game than Dak, and with Kirk
But
Cousins'
yet you're
game
knocking
that
him
one
now.
game, and I am knocking him because I had to reevaluate what was going on. So I had to take a step back and pivot, and now I got a finger roll right into the hoop, man. So let's do this right here. So Derek Carr at number 15. Do you know number 14? I'm pushing one back. I'm gonna put Dak at 14. Then at 13, I'm gonna put Jared Goff. I'm taking Kirk Cousins out because it was Derek Carr, Kirk Cousins, then Dak. So I'm gonna do Derek Carr, Dak, then Jared Goff.
Okay.
From there, I'm gonna go Jimmy G because Jimmy G is a winner, and he actually was playing well before he got hurt. And from there, Aaron Rodgers at number 11.
Wow.
Yep, that's my 11 through 15. Right.
You got the shit on him before I did. Wow, that's crazy.
Hold on. Can you?
I
was writing. Who is the 11 through 15?
Aaron Rodgers at 11. Jimmy G at 12. 13 is Jared Goff. 14 is Dak. 15 is Derek Carr. Jesus. And the only reason why I get Dak is being put in is because he only has CD as his number one target.
That's not even the name that you should be even defending. The name you should be defending is Jimmy G. Jimmy G did not have a better season than Kirk Cousins. That is craziness.
He got hurt.
Are we talking about who's had a better season or who's a better quarterback? Because you can have a better season and still not be better than somebody.
I bet you that the Vikings would have had a better season with
Jimmy.
Vikings would have had a better season with Jimmy G than they did with Kirk.
Jimmy G is not that much better than Kirk. I don't even think he's better. I think they're the same. I might even take Kirk over.
The turnovers,
bro.
The winning pedigree. Jimmy G is a proven winner.
Bro, he's been with Kyle Shanahan in the 49ers.
That doesn't make any sense. You can't poo someone for
if he goes to the
Falcons.
Is he bringing a winning situation to y'all?
Huh? What do you say?
If he goes to the Falcons, are y'all going to win?
No,
because I can name multiple.
I can name.
Yes, y'all do. Y'all got Kyle Pitts and y'all got what's the other boy? Drake London. That's
what we're talking about. Justin Jefferson, who's done this for years. T.J. Hawkinson is a really good tight end, and Adam Thielen used to be a touchdown machine,
bro.
One of the best possession receivers that has played this game in the past 12 years.
Y'all have some crazy ass rankings, bro. I'm not
gonna
lie.
Let me hear your 15. Let me hear your 11 through 15.
At 15, I got who is this? I got Daniel Jones at 15.
Dude.
At 14, I got Kirk Cousins. At 13, I have Dak Prescott, and then.
So you have Dak Prescott over Kirk Cousins anyway, and you poo-pooed me for having
Dak it's just because you don't have him. It's just because you don't have him on there. But because that's why I'm just like, there's no difference between the two. So how can you have Jimmy G, who I think everybody would say Dak and Kirk is a way better quarterback than Jimmy G. Jimmy G is nothing but a game manager. At least I can say that I can put the ball in Dak and Kirk Cousins' hands from time to time. They can deliver. I'm not going to sit here and say the same thing for Jimmy G.
What has Jimmy G done that you can't say that?
Yeah.
He's never led a team to win.
He went to a Super Bowl.
He game managed the game.
System.
Okay. Kirk Cousins in the system, I don't think can work.
Dog.
Too many interceptions,
bro.
Dog. Jimmy G's all-time record is 40-17.
He's a winner.
As a starter.
When you said that, it actually shocked me, but
the 49ers.
I can see it.
Yes.
Okay, but just because a given situation is there doesn't
mean
Brock
Purdy was 5-0.
Yeah, that's the point. You're making my point. You're making my point. You're making my point. In a system, you can plug and play certain game managers, and there's no fall off. You just said Brock
Cousins
Purdy
isn't a game manager, though.
I'm not saying he is. I said
so.
Jimmy
Put him
G
in that system, and what happens?
I said Jimmy G is a game manager.
Right. So put Kirk Cousins on the 49ers, and what happens?
Probably same thing or further. Honestly, I don't really. The quarterback does not matter in San Francisco system. To be honest with you,
wow,
it really does not.
That's crazy. When the quarterback is why they didn't win Super Bowl. Kirk Cousins and Jimmy Garoppolo aren't winners. This is a tier of non-winners right now. We're talking about winning the Super Bowl. Kirk Cousins and Jimmy G are not Super Bowl winning quarterbacks that are going to get it done for you. But Kirk Cousins, he turns the ball over too much with the situation that was given to him. That's solid. He has elite weapons that he can use, and he doesn't know how to use them.
Bro, literally, Kirk Cousins and the Vikings was ranked in one of the most explosive offensives this year. Jimmy G is nothing but a game manager. He doesn't even throw on the outsides. He literally is only crossing routes in the middle. Jimmy G is a limited quarterback, and granted, Kirk Cousins has his flaws. I give you that, but I'm not here to say what
is Nick Foles a limited quarterback?
Yes, but he's not even on their level.
Okay, so right, and that's my point. You can win with less. Your situation can be good enough to help to assist you in winning. Jimmy Garoppolo
that's my point. That's my point of the 49ers.
Jimmy Garoppolo has not been the reason they've lost, but for one time on one throw. That whole game, he wasn't doing things for them to lose. It was one throw that needed to be made. Kirk Cousins would do things to help the 49ers lose by turning the ball over.
Jimmy,
in the postseason, which is what he does.
The system. You can't sit here.
The system would help him not turn the ball over.
Yes. What do you mean? They don't rely on Jimmy G to make plays. They literally have multiple playmakers, and they're a run first offense. Kirk Cousins, he's literally, it's like a 50-50 offense there, and you'll see him sling the ball around. Like the offenses are way different from what you're talking about. A Kyle Shanahan offense, and what's McDonald?
How do you know that Kirk Cousins could be a game manager?
How do I know he could be?
How do you know that? Yeah.
What do you mean? How do I know he could be a game manager?
We've never seen him in the role of a game manager. Just because you were asked to do more doesn't mean you can do less. He was asked to sling the ball around, but as a floor general, you're not asked to sling the ball around. You're asked to take care of the ball, hand the ball off, know the plays, get him in the right sets, audible when needed. It's certain things that are asked of a game manager as opposed to someone who's asked to bring us home. Kirk Cousins has been asked to bring us home. He hasn't done it.
Do I think that Kirk Cousins could rein in what he does?
Right.
I do believe so because there's multiple coaches. Hold on, real quick. If you got the right coach around you, can that not help you rein in turnovers and stuff?
It can.
So why we acting like Kirk Cousins couldn't do it? Because we've seen Josh Allen do it last year, and we seen Daniel Jones do it this year. Once they got Brian Daboll, and they stopped. Bro, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you get somebody to
ask me a question,
let
me answer. You ask me a question, let me answer it. Kirk Cousins has been in the league longer, so we have a sample size to see what your consistent factor is. His consistent factor is not being clutch in the postseason. So I can hang my hat on that because there's a sample size that shows it. Not Josh Allen.
Nobody's bringing up postseason. I don't know why everything goes back to postseason.
Because that's where you win. What are you talking about?
It's strictly who's the better quarterback this year. I don't give a fuck about the postseason.
Why? When this year, there's a postseason every year. Is there not a postseason every year?
Jimmy G didn't play in the postseason, so how can you rank him then?
Because I've seen him play in 3 other postseasons and deliver.
It makes no sense. You just said a few minutes ago that Jimmy G wasn't a winning quarterback. Make it make sense.
Super Bowl. I said a Super Bowl winning. Your listening skills are becoming very low. I said a Super Bowl winning quarterback getting over the hump. Jimmy Garoppolo has been in situations where he's in the playoffs and delivered more than Kirk Cousins. He is more clutch in the postseason than Kirk Cousins because the track record shows it.
Bro. What the fuck does that have to do with this season? If we're ranking off of this season, what does what somebody did in the past have to do with this season? It has nothing to do with it. So, in other words, you don't like to look back at history because the Bengals have been trash. Trevor Lawrence should not be on this list because last year Trevor Lawrence was trash, but I bet he's on y'all list. It makes no sense. Y'all be arguing and then
you're changing the topic. Let me spit.
And then I sit here.
You're changing the topic. Let me spit. You continue to keep.
That's the problem, bro. It does not make sense. You can't make one argument.
History don't make sense,
and then it doesn't apply for other people.
It can't because he hasn't played but 4 years. How can again? We're talking about Kirk Cousins, Josh Allen, and quarterbacks who have not played but for so long. We've seen Jimmy Garoppolo and Kirk Cousins sample size show what they do in the postseason. You want to ignore postseason? I want to praise postseason because postseason matters more than regular season. Ask Peyton Manning.
We're going off of this year.
I'm spitting. Let me spit. I'm spitting. Let me spit. If I'm spitting, let me spit. When it comes to Peyton Manning, regular season does not mean the same as postseason. Legacies are born, created, made, and defined in the postseason. So if you want to ignore the postseason, that's fine. I'm going to continue to define accurately these guys based off of what they can do in clutch moments. And Kirk Cousins has shown me nothing in clutch moments.
Has Jimmy G shown you something?
Yes.
Literally.
He's led his team to a Super Bowl.
He had a system, and if we're ranking stuff off of this season, why are y'all bringing up stuff that happened in the past?
He was 7-3 this year.
Okay,
he threw for 16 touchdowns.
And he brought up the postseason. If he didn't play in the postseason, how can you rank somebody off of the postseason?
Because first of all, I'm not ranking anyone off the postseason. What I'm saying is, if Jimmy G had the opportunity to play the full year, this team would have probably been in the Super Bowl right now. Probably. I said probably. There's a possibility.
There is a possibility, but you can't also say they would probably be in the Super Bowl. Like, we don't know if
they were 7-3 with him as the starter.
We don't know if they would have beat the Eagles.
He threw 16 touchdowns and 4 interceptions.
And hold on, we've all agreed that Brock Purdy played better than Jimmy G. Have we not came in here and said that?
I didn't say he played better than Jimmy G.
Oh my God.
I said he's done very well with the opportunity
I said his ceiling. I said he has better. He has a better arm than Trey Lance, and he has better legs than Jimmy Garoppolo. So he gives a different dimension that can maximize the 49ers offense. But as far as Jimmy Garoppolo, and why we speak on other seasons, not just this season, is because a sample size of consistency can help us show what you would do in the future or today. If Jimmy Garoppolo, like Cuz said, was on a team that's built for the Super Bowl, he's been in the Super Bowl. Why wouldn't we assume that they can get back to the Super Bowl? If a guy has never proven that he can get to the promised land, we're not going to assume he can get there. But if you've shown us based off a track record of history that we've analyzed, talked about, and discussed, why can't we change our opinion or have our opinion sway based off of what you've done for us lately?
Bro, that's a weak ass argument. So basically,
I appreciate your opinion. That's crazy.
Only Burrow, Mahomes, Hurts, Brady, Rodgers should be even mentioned because you said they've shown a consistency to be able to get to the Super Bowl. That's what you and Garoppolo. That's what you just said.
Kirk has not, and Jimmy Garoppolo has.
So nobody else has. That's my point. You can't. The argument makes no sense because there's multiple guys that have not done it. It makes no sense. You can't just say
we're comparing Jimmy Garoppolo who has to someone who has not. Those are two different things.
Say it for him and then ignore Josh Allen, Herbert, Lawrence. There's multiple.
We haven't even talked about them, my nigga.
They haven't proven that they can get there. They haven't proven that they can get there.
We're not even talking about them.
So let's see this here, Jimmy. Who's your 15 through 11?
I just said Cousins, Dak, Tua, Matthew, Goff.
Okay. Don, who you got?
Who I got? Daniel Jones. Ooh, I got some arrows.
So we just gonna leave my 15 through 11. Whatever I said the first time. My arrows are confusing me right now. I'm not gonna lie to you.
What would you say the first time?
I know I said Daniel Jones. I probably said,
if I'm not mistaken,
Kirk,
I believe you said
I
Kirk and Dak.
Kirk, Dak, Rodgers.
And I believe you said Jared Goff somewhere. Gino.
No, I did Gino.
Okay. Well, that was one of the players I did not have on my list. I had
Gino.
Derek, yeah, I do not have Gino on my list. Derek Carr, Dak Prescott. I'm gonna go with Jared Goff. I'm gonna add him in there, and then I'm gonna go Jimmy G because I believe Jimmy G can lead a team like the Jets to a potential Super Bowl. And then I got Aaron Rodgers.
Question: What are y'all going off of? Because if we're ranking, it should be going off of this season, not what they've done in the
question.
past.
Now you're answering it. Can we answer it? Can we?
It's just that
ask the question. Can we answer the question? Do you
answer the question? I know it's gonna
let
be
us
moves.
stop spitting.
So I go off, history, potential, and also overall skill set. And I think Jimmy G could lead a team better than a lot of
No,
these
I'm
other
not.
guys.
I'm not asking about nobody. I'm just really wondering what y'all ranking, what y'all going off of. When
So
y'all
out of the
ranking.
10 games that Jimmy G played, and since you're I could tell the way you are currently, you're gonna be really happy when I say my number 10. Jimmy might too, but y'all gonna really be surprised on what I say at number 10. But I think that Jimmy G can lead a team better than a lot of these other guys, given what he has and what he can do. So the Jets, I think he can elevate that roster
To what?
to being a playoff team and making a playoff run.
Jimmy, what you go off of when you ranking quarterbacks?
I go based off of ability. So I'm gonna speak on that a little bit: arm, clutch ability, things of that nature. Situation and experience. Experience speaks on the past and what you've done for me lately. If you have a track record, if you're not a rookie, if you're not a couple year player, I just go based off ability and situation.
But see, that's my issue. It's like what you just said. You said you go off of pass, and then if you're a rookie or you are second year player, basically, or third year player, you don't have a track record. So it's
So I
like
can't
you
go off
hold.
pass.
No, okay, I get that. But then it's like you're gonna hold the pass against somebody else. But since this other person doesn't
Hmm?
have a pass, no, I'm saying I'm not naming no particular person, but I'm saying you're gonna hold the pass. Say Kirk Cousins, you're gonna hold his pass against him, whatever he done in the playoffs, versus say Tua, who we didn't see in the playoffs. You get what I'm saying?
I do get what you're saying. The best way I could break it down is this: if you meet somebody and they show you who they are for 4 years, and you meet somebody for 4 months, I'm not going to go based off the 4 months. I'll be more so trusting in the 4 years. And for Kirk Cousins, he's put in more time to show whatever it is that he is, and what he is to me is not worthy.
I can
So
agree with that slightly. It just I would me personally when I rank stuff, I like it even all the way across. So I'm not gonna
It's not
elevate
possible.
somebody. Huh?
It's not possible though. We're dealing with
I
rookies
get what
here
you're
and older
saying.
guys.
I get what you're saying.
It's tough to say because we all have a different ranking system, right? So when I look at it, I also look at, hey, who would I out of these guys and out of this year in general and out of their past experiences, who would I also want to start a franchise with, right? Don't get me wrong, Geno Smith had a top 10 quarterback, top 12 quarterback season. So he is a valid point to have Geno Smith as a top 15 quarterback this year. But just from past experiences, Geno just hasn't showed it. Maybe he revamps his career. Maybe he has the same type of season next year. I don't know, but he declined as the season went on, and that's the reason why I don't have Geno Smith as on my top 15. And that's the reason why I don't have Daniel Jones in my top 15, because I'd rather have Derek Carr, Kirk Cousins, or Dak over Daniel Jones. Maybe he'll show it next year with better weapons. But he only threw 16 touchdowns, and I can't poo-poo him too much because, again, there's an asterisk next to it. He didn't have the weapons to help elevate his game. So maybe when he does get a number one receiver, maybe he'll play even better. And Daniel Jones will be a solidified top 15 on my list.
Who y'all got for 10 through 6?
Number 10, I got Kyler Murray.
Wow.
Yep. He's a very accurate quarterback. He just needs to be make better decisions when he's throwing the football and when he's running the football. He needs to protect his body. Also, I think with a better coach, a coach with a pedigree, a coach that'll keep his mind right, he could elevate his game. Cliff he wasn't strong enough to handle a Kyler. But a coach with some pedigree will get him right in line. And number 9, I got Brady. I had Brady because, I mean, he didn't throw double-digit interceptions, and he led the league in attempts. He needs a little bit more than what he did before. That's because of his age. But just imagine if he had a better O-line. His 29 touchdowns? His 29 touchdowns might have went up to 35, 37 with more time. Number 8, I got Tua. He had a career year. He elevated his game. Injuries played a factor for Tua. If Tua didn't get hurt, he might have been in contention to be an MVP this year. And number 7, I got Lamar Jackson, ultimate dude threat. His arm isn't bad. He just needs better weapons. And number 6, I got Jalen Hurts, Don's boy. True dude threat, big body, did more with his weapons, able to open up the pass game because he can run, able to control the tempo. He runs this Phillies offense very efficiently.
Boy. Hold up, real quick. Who was your 11 and 12?
Aaron Rodgers and Jimmy G.
You don't think Aaron Rodgers had a better season than Kyler Murray?
As a total season, yes, because Kyler got hurt.
So,
I think Kyler can get better.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of different questions here. The better season, the better player are two different questions. I mean, it's just two different questions.
Even I would do the same thing apply. Rodgers still better and had a better season.
I do agree with that.
I think Kyler Murray could be a top 10 quarterback. So that's why he's on my list.
Can Rodgers not?
Yeah, he's at a number 11. He could be a top 10. But I got him at 11. He depended on Devontae a little bit too much.
That shocked me. But
that Devontae factor, he missed a lot because he leaned on him. He just throws it, and Devontae kind of bails him out sometimes.
So that's a lot of quarterbacks in today's era. That's the only reason I wouldn't push.
Everybody has a number one,
and he does have
not everybody has a number one. But
true.
Who though?
True.
Besides Lamar,
we don't have a number.
Lamar, the Patriots don't have a number one.
We talking about actual top quarterbacks.
Oh, that's fair.
Lamar.
That's fair. Everyone has a number one. That's fair. Well, Trevor, is Christian Kirk's number one?
He put up number one numbers.
That don't mean you know what I mean when I say number one. Come on.
I mean,
you know what I mean. Come on.
I just can't knock people for the weapons that they got. And you said basically Rodgers. I agree. Rodgers didn't have a great season, but at the same time, he still had a better season than Kyler. But like Kyler wasn't doing nothing even when he was healthy.
But also you got to look at it, right? Rodgers is just he's blame deflecting. It's never his fault. So anything that happens in that system is never his fault. So when he plays bad, the receivers got to get better. No, you got to get better.
Which is chest.
But you can't. But that ain't got nothing to do with how
they leaned on the run game more than they leaned on Rodgers this year.
That's true.
They both aren't good leaders in my mind.
Yeah, I was just like Kyler ain't no spectacular leader. He'd rather play Call of Duty.
I think Kyler can get better. He has the intangibles to be a solid quarterback. He can move in the pocket. He can move in the pocket. He has quick feet. He's very
coming off
accurate.
ACL. We don't know how he's going.
We don't know how anyone's coming off of an ACL. I just said Javonte Williams. Hopefully, he can come back as a good running back.
You're saying he's going to be this and he's going to be that. We don't.
I think he can be. I think potential. He can be a top 10 quarterback. That's why he's on my top 15 list because I think he has the intangibles to get better with a good coach. He needs a coach.
I do agree with that.
You know what would have been better for this if we said before just this season and then do another one going into next season because it just doesn't make sense. But go ahead.
Yeah, I don't.
If we did top 15 players this season, Geno Smith would be on the list.
Yes, give that man his props.
I don't agree. If you're talking based off numbers, just
long term.
Not just numbers.
Geno Smith is not going to be on my list.
No, I agree with that. But if we just going off of who had the best seasons, you got to give like the Goffs, the Geno Smiths, people that have had good seasons, not just going off of what you know them for, because then that's kind of like, man, you poo-pooing they season.
It says top 10 quarterbacks in the league. It doesn't say top 10.
Y'all also looked at me crazy. Y'all looked at me crazy when I said Tua in the top 10.
I didn't look at you because I got Tua in my top 10 also.
again, the question is different. If you're asking the best quarterbacks this season and the best quarterbacks in the league, that's two different questions, because you're doing this when you talk about this season. So of course the list is going to be different. But we all of us are talking about two different things. Tua, if you said this season, I'm not upset. If you said who's the top 15 quarterback in the league and he's in the top 10, I'm gonna push back.
Who's your number 10, Jimmy?
Number 10 is that man Lamar Jackson. Yes, it is. His ability and his of his arm and his durability is the biggest questions for me. Is not really there, but his situation definitely can get better. His situation and him, to me, is what needs to get better. His experience, as far as the playoff experience and such, I think that will assist him in the future. But his ability, to me, is the biggest question in the GM. Deshaun's number 9 for me. Yes, he is. Herbert's number 8. See, and that's what I'm saying. And like I said, before y'all spit, I just said this says top 12 quarterbacks in the top 15 quarterbacks in the league, not this season. So if you want to rephrase the question, I could give you a different list. But this list is the top 10, 12 quarterbacks, top 15 quarterbacks to me. And Deshaun Watson, with his ability, his situation, and his experience, I believe he can make the most of what he got, because his situation lines up to that of elite two-way teams. Defensive unit that's like that. Offensive units like that. He has a number 1 option. I believe he's coming off of about 5 to 7 games last year. I expect him to level up based off of all those things. Herbert I have at 8, Rodgers I have at 7, and Brady I have at 6. What's the issue?
Yo.
Remember, I prefaced my comments by saying these are the top 15 quarterbacks in the league, not this season. I don't do this. I never do this. I'm always talking about what you did.
But Jimmy,
I'm always talking about what you. Hold on. I'm always talking about what you did in the past, and I'm always going to project what you do in the future, and then talk about it. I never look at just today.
I agree. You did say that, but then it's still like I agree. You did. I don't know. You did say that, but yeah, it's just crazy because you said Deshaun ain't playing 2 years. So what are you going off of? You're going off of 3 years ago?
Wait, is this one where I can respond, or are you gonna?
Yeah, no, I really wanted to know because it is bad. I honestly was not. Now. Is that okay? I was not expecting Deshaun to respond up. Okay, go ahead, man.
All right.
I wasn't expecting that either. My fault. Go ahead.
No, you should. For Deshaun, again, I spoke on his ability because I seen him do a lot with a little bit with the Texans. Not a lot of quarterbacks. And he won playoff games. Not a lot of quarterbacks in today's era don't have much to work with and still get it done when it comes to line and elite weapons. He didn't have either. He had 1 elite weapon, and he got it done. A lot of guys need multiple. So I give Deshaun that credit. And then without a line, he's able to improvise and make something shake. And so if you talk about all these situations in the league, he can fit in and upgrade the situation more times than not because of his sole ability. But now he's in a situation where he has a running game. He has something to lean on. He has a line. So my expectations go through the roof for him because he has everything, in my estimation, that he needs.
The expectations is definitely through the roof. He got paid $235 million.
It's time.
So if he's not a top 15 quarterback, as a matter of fact, top 10 quarterback next year, then there's a problem.
There's an issue.
Bro, Deshaun Watson 1 and 2 in the playoffs. Bro don't do much winning, but
the Texans, they don't do much winning either.
Yeah.
At number 10, I got Lamar, man. Like he has dealt a bad hand.
He don't got wide receivers. All he has is Mark Andrews. They did bring in some offensive line help. I give him that, but it's so much Lamar is going to be able to do just by himself. Number 9, I got Brady. Like he was still a top 10 quarterback at his old age, even though he was throwing the ball about 60 times a game. And yeah, I heard you say he didn't have double-digit interceptions, so you got to give him props for that. But he wasn't elevating no team to no wins or anything. And number 8, I got Jared Goff. Like Jared Goff had an amazing season, and if we're going off of y'all criteria, he got a team to a Super Bowl. So Jared Goff, I guess. Jared Goff has shown that this season that he probably can. I'm not going to say be a franchise quarterback, but be a quarterback for a franchise, if that makes sense. If that makes sense. Number 7, I got Tua. I'm not the biggest Tua guy, but I got to give him props. Tua had a good season, like you said before. I wasn't buying the MVP hype, but he was playing like an MVP caliber quarterback. And number 6, I got Trevor Lawrence. You Trevor Lawrence, he's good. I give him that. Um, if I'm just going off of what I've heard today, last year he was absolutely dog trash, and now he had a good season this season, a good season this season. So I can't put him no higher than 6 because I need a level of consistency.
I love preaching.
You know what I'm saying? I need a level of consistency in seeing this man do something. So that's my 10
I can't wait to be a Jaguars fan this year, man, because I'm gonna be I heard Trevor Lawrence is a bust. I heard
Who called him that?
Someone told me that Trevor Lawrence was a bust.
No, I'm saying me.
No, not you.
Oh.
Not you. Someone told me that Trevor Lawrence was a bust, a complete bust. And I can't. Also, I want to see Calvin Ridley do very well. So it's just gonna be great when you get Dougie P. So everyone poo-poos Trevor for coming into a situation where this team in 2 years won 3 games, and then they also had Urban Myers, who thought he was a NFL head coach. So you had that to deal with, and we acting like Peyton Manning didn't have a similar rookie season as Trevor, but it's okay. When Trevor Lawrence becomes a top dog in this league, we're gonna see about it. And
he's gonna be a top dog.
Yeah, when he gets Ridley, oh yeah.
When you say top dog, what do you mean?
Top 5, because that's where he is right now. Top 5 quarterback in this league. Trevor Lawrence immediately changed his game. Showed that he was coachable, because you know what? People called him a bust. ESPN said, "Oh well, this because Trevor Lawrence's fiance at one point when he first came into the league said, oh he football isn't his number one joy in life." So ESPN and all of these sports networks came out and dogged him his whole rookie year, saying, "Oh, do you want that from your franchise quarterback, the guy that's going number 1 overall?" You see what kind of you see what he had to go into, a 22-year-old kid, the highest rated quarterback since Andrew Luck, coming into this organization, a bad organization at that. Come on now. And then he elevated his game, showed that he was coachable. He's much more athletic than what people give him, and he's very poised. He has a good arm, and with more weapons, I think he could do even better. And let's see what he does. Let's see what he does. I said with more weapons.
No, I was about to ask, who was your 6?
Number 6 is Jalen Hurts. Number 6 is Jalen Hurts.
No, I didn't say anything. I just looked away.
And depending on how he plays this week, he could be a top 5 quarterback. In my eyes. Justin Herbert's number 4. I mean, he was tied for second in game-winning drives this year. 4 quarter comebacks. He could dink and dunk. He could throw the ball down the field. I mean, he has the arm talent. He is a franchise quarterback. But my issue is he gotta win some big games when he gets to the playoffs. That was an ugly win. Yeah, I'm good. Number 3 is Josh Allen. Dual threat, versatile. He could jump over you. He could run through you. Big arm. And then, Joe Burrow at number 2. Tom Brady-esque clutch factor. Very poised. He can make every throw. Another franchise quarterback. And he's a competitor. And we already know. I ain't got to say nothing else. Patrick Mahomes is naturally gifted. He can make every throw, very creative, outside of the pocket, in the pocket. Super Bowl champion already. There should be no other question than who the number 1 quarterback is.
And for me, that man, yes, I said it, and I'm going to say it again. It might be Trevor Lawrence at 4, but he is currently Donovan, number 5. Trevor Lawrence is number 5, and from there we go to Jalen Hurts.
You had to make sure I heard that.
Yes, just make sure for the people in the back. You know what I'm saying? Now, from there we go Jalen Hurts for number 4, Josh Allen number 3, Joe 2, and Pat Mahomes number 1. For me, with Trevor Lawrence, his expectations were not that of what he reached this year. And for me, I praise that. Early on in your career, we're not giving you much to work with. Technically, when you're comparing to other situations and other quarterbacks that are on these lists, his situation is minimal to say the least. And if he was put into another situation, I believe greatness would have been achieved sooner than later. Josh, I spoke on it earlier. Josh and Jalen. If Jalen performs in clutch moments and is forced to in the Super Bowl, I can see myself putting Jalen over Josh. It's very difficult, but I might just do it. And Josh, I know his situation isn't that of Jalen's, but his clutch factor may not be either. And it's yet to be determined when it comes to Jalen Hurts.
Yo, your list is crazy.
I love it.
Where I know Darius isn't in agreement with this because he has Justin Herbert above Trevor Lawrence. How the hell is Trevor Lawrence better than Justin Herbert? Jimmie.
Oh,
yeah.
All right. So first off, head to head, who has a better situation throughout their career? Who's had more opportunity to prove their situation is, prove they are better than their situation or they affect their situation more? Because most quarterbacks, the situation affects the quarterback more than the quarterback affects the situation. It's only the great guys that affect the situation more. So with the Chargers, yes, they need a new coach. I agree. But other than that, I would say they have almost everything they need. Herbert has been dealing with an injured roster, and he's been keeping them afloat. But Trevor, again, has exceeded
Make sure you
expectations
add that
sooner.
part in there.
Yeah, definitely keeping him afloat in the regular season. But I need to see him close games out. The clutch factor, the thing that Josh Allen has, I need to see Justin Herbert do that because the Chargers, time and time again, look like the Cardinals, look like the Cowboys. The sooner it is that is cold, the sooner the Chargers fold.
I'm nowhere near on Trevor Lawrence being better than Justin Herbert. Like, if we just going off of what they've done since the league, Justin Herbert has thrown for over 4,500 yards every year he's been in the league. Like, bro gets it done. That's with injured offense. His first year, he didn't even have a good offensive line.
One playoff experience. One playoff. Right?
But yes, but that's not on him. But that's not on him. His last year they should have made it, but his coach decided to call a timeout. But your point, you brought up his coach.
But then you poo-poo coaching and systems a lot. Like when someone gets put into a good system, it doesn't mean anything. Like
it doesn't mean anything. When I say something about people's systems, I bring it up as I'm not going to go over and beyond and talk about how great this person is, because I believe that, yes, you're great, but part of your greatness is because of the system that you're in. Also,
but the system doesn't guarantee anything. You have to be able to manage that system correctly, because people have been given the best situation or best system and still not been able to deliver.
Quick question. I seen this the other day. Would Patrick Mahomes be Patrick Mahomes if he was drafted by the Chicago Bears?
Who knows?
He wouldn't be the same.
We know.
They wouldn't
Who knows?
They wouldn't have won the Super Bowl, so he would not be the same Patrick Mahomes.
No, not even just based off of accolades. Do you think he would be this renowned best quarterback in the league if he was with the Bears? Because that takes away Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy, and now you're getting put in a dysfunctional organization like the Bears.
I believe his greatness, he'll still be a top 5 quarterback.
So basically, you agreed with me. You said he'd be a top 5, but I asked you, would he still be the best quarterback in the league?
No, because you have to also win. No, because you have to also win. You have to close it out. But the situation wouldn't have been there to allow him to close it out, because he wouldn't have been put in that situation. He wouldn't be in the Super Bowl.
But you could say that for anybody. You could say the same thing for Rodgers, because Rodgers did this damn near the same thing as Pat Mahomes, just 2 extra years he had to sit behind Brett Favre.
I agree.
So let's not take the greatness from these players, man.
But okay, what
situation affects things?
Look at the two that is talking about let's not take greatness from players. When y'all two are the number one two people that be talking about weapons, what people that have as weapons.
Yes.
Because you have to build your team around
the system not matter just as much as weapons. If you get placed in a good system, if you get put in a good system, and you also, if you get put with weapons, if you ask me, both are equivalent, because if you don't have one, you're not gonna be a good team, to be honest with you.
But a system needs to be proven over the course of time. A system is not based off of players; it's
Yes,
based off of the scheme, and not many schemes have been proven in today's game. There hasn't been too much parity when it comes to the NFL and what works. So the system is different than players with ability. You want to find duos because that leads to something. You want to find a great defense to lean on. There's a track record of what works in order to win.
but I'm never speaking on just when I bring up systems, I brought up the Patriots and the Chiefs, and that's why Darius said I bring up basically systems and take away credit away from quarterbacks. So what I'm saying is, Darius also just said you have to have weapons to be successful. So
You do.
exactly, can two not be true? You need if you get put in a good system, it's possibly, if you're a good quarterback, you're going to be a great quarterback because you have a good system around you, just as also if you have
Not
great weapons.
necessarily.
Doesn't
No,
guarantee it.
I said
I think it
it doesn't
depends. Like you
guarantee.
can have great players. Like you could bring in great players like the Eagles. They brought in great players and with the added weapons that Jalen Hurts was given, he was able to elevate his game. He
Yeah,
he took the bull by the horn and played very well, in which I thought he would.
And a
yeah,
lot of
But
these
I agree.
players,
I
but
agree with that.
but
I agree with that. But what I'm saying is, if you like the system of the Patriots, if the Patriots had a better quarterback than Mac Jones, do you not think the Patriots would be back to relevancy?
no,
yes,
because
because of the defense.
they believe in Mac Jones.
No, I said if they
They
had a
believe in
better.
Mac
I said if
Jones.
they had a better quarterback than Mac Jones,
Trevor Lawrence.
because they have a built-in system. Just like I said for the Chiefs, they had a built-in system before Patrick Mahomes got there. I'm not
But
taking
that's
away his
because
greatness.
they don't have the players to combat the system.
Are you talking about an offensive system or the organization's revolving doors?
You talking to
That can be
me
a
or
system
Because
Darius?
too.
because
I'm talking about either of y'all,
the Eagles have brought in a bunch of really good talent
and that
Yeah,
is the
and
system,
they put it and that is the system.
right?
The Patriots actually has a system to where
Revolving door.
they're not getting the top guys, but they're developing players and putting and piecing together a system to then form a championship roster.
I agree with that. But what I'm saying is the Chiefs was already a system before Mahomes got there. They was already winning before he got there. So now you
Yes.
bring a guy that's a legit piece. Don't get me wrong, so y'all don't think I'm hating on him. He's a legit player. You put him in that system that was already a good system with Andy Reid, who is his own system. Andy Reid is that system. Wherever he goes, he has success. And now you talk about bringing him and Patrick Mahomes together. I believe, just like Jimmie last podcast, you were saying this man did this with backups out there. He did this and he did that.
Yo,
He
Don is
did. He
crazy
did.
because you just poo-pooed Sean Payton. And Sean Payton has a
What,
proven track record.
what did I? No, I poo-pooed him because I don't think it's gonna make a difference for the Broncos.
When it
He's
comes
not the
to
system. Do you consider Sean Payton a system?
Yes.
he implements an offensive system, and the
Yeah,
systems that we're speaking on are very different. The Patriots have an organization system that allows for the organization to continue on, which is what Darius alluded to. But when it comes to the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes boosts any system he's a part of because his
I
ability is
agree.
rare, is one of one. So the Chiefs with the Eagles with Donovan McNabb on them, that's sexy, that's nice. He has an offensive scheme that is nice with X's and O's. He's a great mind, but Patrick Mahomes allows those X's and O's go to a different level. If he's on Chicago, they wouldn't need as much. Like he affects any situation in a great way, but his situation does affect him too in a good way.
But yeah, that's that. See, you basically said the exact same thing I said.
Yeah.
The system was already there, and then he elevated. And so what I'm saying is, prime example, Lamar. If Lamar, let me ask you this: if Lamar was on the Bengals, what would happen?
Not the same. I don't believe in his arm. Joe can make every throw. He can utilize those weapons. Weapons don't make your arm better.
Well,
Weapons make it.
let me put another person that you like, Dan Deshaun. If he was on the Bengals,
His expectation. I would have championship expectations for him.
because
I believe he could get it done more so because I
the
believe in his
system.
arm.
I feel like system and weapons are on the same level. If you don't have a system that you get put into, like say Mac Jones or Jimmy G, you're gonna be bad. Just like Lamar, it's so much Lamar can do because he doesn't have weapons. So that's why I always bring up like system, and then y'all bring up, oh, this guy has this weapon and that weapon. My thing is, it's either you're a good quarterback or you're not.
But your
See,
system can
that's
assist in you being a good or bad quarterback. There's just one more thing I want to say about those Patriots, because the Patriots have allowed the system is allowed to trickle on, because we were leaning on Brady. He allows you to not pick up certain players on the offensive side of things, so you focus on your defense and talent and developing players. That's different than having talent in a system and not getting it done. Like, a system does help, talent does help, but talent helps more than the system, I believe.
Hey Don, what's your last five? Top five.
I got Herbert hurt. Well, I got Justin Herbert because I've seen, like, I agree with you. If he has a better coach, Justin Herbert should. There's no reason he should have blown that lead in the playoffs this year. To be honest with you, if he had a better coach, that wouldn't happen. Then I got Jalen Hurts at number 4. What he's shown me this year is he can be possibly a franchise level quarterback. And yes, he has the weapons, but you also have to give him props because he's shown that he can be that guy. And then number 3, I got Josh Allen. Um, he's a one man show out there. He's like that. He Josh Allen has proven stuff in the playoffs. He did go toe to toe with Mahomes, and he would have beat Mahomes in that playoff game if the defense didn't let up 13 seconds. So
Josh Allen
I,
prove something coming from Don. What?
hey, got to give him his props. Number 2. Do I even need to say my top 2? Because I believe y'all both
Please.
know who I'm gonna say.
For the people on TikTok, please do it.
Number 2, I got Patrick Mahomes. Yes, he's a great quarterback. Yes, I agree with you.
I'm not gonna fight him. He's
I
not
agree
he's
with
not
you.
gonna get me worked up today, Jimmy.
I agree with you. He's a great quarterback. I do believe that. But at number 1, I got Joseph Lee Burrow. Hey, call it a homer pick. Hey, I
Yeah,
even get
it's
hey,
crazy.
hey, I might even roll with y'all. Maybe it is a homer pick because I'm a Bengals fan. But at the same time, I believe in this man. I trust this man with my life.
Can you
You know
just
what
put
I'm
that? Can you
saying?
put that on TikTok?
At least your
Which part?
bias in admitting it.
Which part?
The Joe Burrow and better than Mahomes.
Hey, for me, I don't. Hey, I'm gonna put it on there, but just know I believe this. I believe Burrow is the best quarterback. This is what I believe. Y'all think I just said it because I'm a Bengals fan? No, I really believe this. I watch this man every week. He's shown me, Jimmy. He's shown me a level of consistency that he is that guy.
And Pat
So,
hasn't.
huh?
And
No, I
Pat
didn't,
hasn't, and then some.
no. You didn't see me say anything bad about that man. I didn't say anything
But
bad
you
about him.
are by saying that Joe is one, because it's disrespectful to the true number 1. Baby go, Patrick Mahomes.
Crazy.
Is
It's
it
indirect
disrespectful?
It's indirect disrespect. I won't allow it.
How? In my opinion, like, okay.
I'll play with you.
For instance, Darius said last episode, he used to put Julio above AB. Is it disrespect if he believes that Julio is better than AB? No, that's who he believes. He just so
It's a
happens
closer
he just
gap, though.
I don't know about that one.
What?
I
So
don't
you're
know
saying
about that
AB
one.
Julio is not a closer gap than Mahomes and Joe Burrow?
No,
Wow.
no.
Wow.
No, hey,
Interesting.
I told y'all last episode. I believe Allen, Mahomes, and Burrow are all still on the same level. I know a lot of people just because of this last game they want to say Mahomes is in his own little tier. That's all cool and fine and
Mahomes is
dandy.
definitely in his own
But
tier.
Yes.
we've all seen each one of those 3 guys go off and have great games. Have we not?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of guys
So
have had great games.
no, but for what I'm saying is, so if you're just going off of this last game, all right, that's cool if y'all want to praise him like that. But what I'm saying is, all of them have shown up and had big games. So I'm not going to just take this last game and say, oh, he's above the other 2 just because he's the last one to have a big game.
It's about how those games played out. And Patrick Mahomes was it's phenomenal
So
how he
let
does
me
these things.
real quick. I don't mean to interrupt you. Was Allen the best quarterback to you last year? Because last year everybody was praising him because of his big game that he had against Mahomes, and they were saying that he was the best quarterback. So
I say
He was
I
too
always
long.
thought he was number 2,
Same.
and Joe Burrow took that leap.
Yep, he changed it. He fixed it. He fixed that real quick.
And
I
on
get, I
that
guess.
note, We're gonna go last remaining rumor report. Rumor report.
Alert. We got a rumor report, fellas. And I cannot wait to run it down because Don, this is right up your alley. Cap or not, and all these rumors, and this guy told me this, and this guy asked me this, and
I
this
just go
guy's
off of
above
reports. I just go off of reports.
We should have had Don just lift up the 10 he heard this week.
It ain't my fault. It ain't my fault. You don't want to believe what you hear.
Y'all damn sure not gonna believe everything. Not in this society. Oh hell no.
I agree with that.
But who want to run it down? I think it's only best if you do, Don. What's good?
The first one I want to touch on because Darius even sent this to me this week, and I just felt in my heart. I need to let all these people know T. Higgins is not getting traded. Leave that alone, bro. Is gonna be a Bengal next year. The Bengals, he still has another year under contract. One. Two, the Bengals never trade their wide receivers. They paid them most of the time. So everybody sitting here bringing up, oh, AJ Brown got traded. Oh, the Bengals could do this. I seen Dan Orlovsky say, Chicago, you better call Cincinnati. We don't want nothing Chicago got. Why?
You want that first overall pick?
No, we got T. Higgins. Why? My thing is, if you have the best,
you get Will Anderson.
I don't want him. We need offensive line. Why if you have the best trio, why do people think that you're just going to break it up so easily? Like, it makes no sense, especially if the guy is still under contract for the next year. Right. And then the teams that they be want, it's just like they want all these other wide receivers available. Why are y'all bringing up T. Higgins? Brandon Cooks is available. D-Hop might be available. I get it. T. Higgins, he's a number one, but he's a number two on this team. Stop trying to come for other people talent that ain't said that they're available. There's teams out here that have said D-Hop, Brandon Cooks is available. Why y'all trying to come for stuff that ain't available? I don't get it.
He nervous.
No, it ain't nervous. It ain't nervous. You sent it to me and I said, where this man go? And then I hop on social media and then here I go seeing, Chicago hypothetical trades. Like, what we doing?
Yeah, my first rumor is Lamar Jackson. Will he get re-signed by the Ravens, or is he going to get traded? I mean, they put an exclusive franchise tag on him, so I mean, other teams can't talk to him right now. Which I think that's a rumor. Or you think he's going to get traded, or you think he's going to stay with the Ravens?
I think he's going to stay, and I think they're going to allow him to have more say in the offense.
I think he gets traded, to be honest with you. That I seen they said that if they could put the tag on him and then they could try to shop him themselves. But if you put that regular tag on him, somebody could sign him, and then all the Ravens get is 2 first-round picks. If they trade him themselves, they can get more. So I mean, think about this. There's some real needy. I was on Bleacher Report earlier, and I seen a Falcons fan say, "We don't want Lamar."
Yeah.
What?
Remember I told you I jumped on that train? I said, yeah, we don't want Lamar, man.
That makes no sense.
We don't want Lamar.
Y'all don't have nobody.
I think we should go the Philadelphia Eagles route. We continue to build the roster, and you get a guy that I don't have to pay Lamar a stupid amount of money, and he takes a majority of my cap space. And I get into the same situation that we was in before with Julio, Matt Ryan, Grady Jarrett, and Deion Jones. Those 4 players took up our entire cap space and capped us for 5 years.
Facts.
But y'all also made it to the Super Bowl, and y'all should have won.
We should have won that. I blame a lot of people. I blame Kyle Shanahan, number 1, Matt Ryan, number 2, number 3 is Dan Quinn.
Let me ask you this. Y'all got a good little team coming about. You don't think Lamar is going to elevate that team to? I think y'all can make it the second round as that team is currently constructed. Because we even seen rumors that y'all talking about Jimmie G.
Yeah, but I also heard rumors that now we're getting into a Falcons debate. Yeah, I'm
just saying, like, man, take Lamar. We're not taking Lamar.
Just know we're not getting Jimmie G. So that's some old bull. I heard Ryan Tannehill at one point. So And I might have tore that flag down. We don't went out and got Ryan Tannehill.
Hey man,
So let's continue on to these
Hey, man.
rookies.
Hey man, you wanna be a Bengals fan?
Nah, I'm good, bro. I'm gonna just stop watching football.
Nasty. Put a little sour taste in my
Jimmie,
mouth.
what you got, man?
Man, this man, Josh Jacobs, man. I got two things on him, man. Josh Jacobs, he talks about potentially how he'd feel if he was the franchise tag, which they might do to him. You talking about 10 mil for him? He said even Hero turned into a villain. We're talking about Hero Nakamura. We're talking about this guy, a soft-spoken guy, a great talent, number one in rushing this year, being disrespected, not being signed for a long-term deal at the running back position. These running backs need a long-term deal sooner rather than later. I hope Josh Jacobs gets it, but he did say Hero turns into a villain. So if that does happen, we could expect a little pushback from Josh Jacobs. Which I got on that. What's up?
I don't think he's going to get the money that he's deserved.
Okay.
I think he's going to be underpaid.
I seen something about they might tag him. I mean, honestly, like they got bigger fish to fry than Josh Jacobs. They need to figure out who their quarterback gonna be. Like,
yeah, honestly, I'll let him go.
Like, honestly, yeah, like
go get your money, bro.
If there's like a hierarchy of stuff that you need to worry about, Josh Jacobs is not number one. It's finding a quarterback,
defense,
and definitely defense.
I definitely agree with the dudes. You ain't gonna hear me push back when it comes to that name, that defense.
The whole team.
Right. But my thing is, as a quarterback coming in, I want to be able, especially older guys. There's a lot of older guys who potentially could be available. I need a running game. I need something I can hang my hat on, not just Adam centric all the time. I need something that looks sexy outside of me throwing the ball all the time. Some help. But Jimmie, I see the point.
Jimmie, you can find a decent running back in the draft. They come a dime a dozen. Like they are out
preaching
there.
for Josh Jacobs. I'm not sure. If this was Nick Chubb, would y'all be saying the same thing?
Well, Nick Chubb is a little different.
I was gonna say I can't say because I feel like he's their system.
He's gonna get paid. He's gonna get paid. I look at Josh Jacobs, and I like Josh Jacobs. I recruited him to the Falcons. So
yeah, you definitely
I did. Hey, I'm out here recruiting, man. Josh, Jesse Bates. Hey, this ain't a Falcons debate today. But I mean, you got to look at his attempts. He ran the ball way too much this year, and then also damn near every game he had a knee hurt injury, a finger injury. Like he was dinged up all year.
True.
I don't think he's gonna get the money he does. He's what he's deserved. Okay. What you got, Don?
I got Derek Carr goes to the Saints. There's a report earlier that the Saints might be willing to get Derek Carr, and I know that's right up Darius' alley because that's his second team, and also he was everything New Orleans.
Get the sax ready. Get the saxophone ready.
So we are not a Saints homer anymore. Reggie Bush does not play for that organization anymore. That was my guy. I mean, I think he's gonna go to the Bucks, but take him. Take Derek Carr. I don't care. I heard the Saints might trade Mike Thomas. I don't think they're gonna get Jarvis Landry back. So go ahead and throw the olive all year.
I seen that too.
Alvin Kamara might get suspended for the first few games. Go ahead, take him.
Yeah, I doubt the Saints, but the Saints could use a solid quarterback there. They have a lot of weapons that you just spoke on might be gone, but the defense is legit, and the division isn't anything to be afraid of. So either that or the Bucks. I definitely agree.
What you got there?
We're gonna stay on the Saints. The Saints' Cam Jordan says the Bucks will drop back to their usual spot in the division after Brady leaves. Being the Succaneers.
Yo.
I don't know about that one.
It all depends on who's the quarterback, who lands there,
you know. Like it's hard. I would say this. I'm not the biggest. What's their head coach name?
Todd Bowles.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest Todd Bowles fan, but that's a bold statement there. Because never mind. I'll wait till you get to me. Go ahead.
And for me, this is Josh again. This man, Josh, is just spitting lately in the media. This man says that the Pro Bowl platform and format is trash. It's boo boo. It needs to be revamped. And I could disagree. This year, I like it. The flag football, it reminds me of basketball. We're talking about an era of likeness and how to be, how to gravitate towards the fans and, pull people in and show that smile. And that mask, a lot of times, prevents players from showing that smile. I believe the likeness is going to go through the roof. Players that you don't know the names of or the face to match the name, it won't be like that as much because the Pro Bowl will help assist that with these NFL players.
I didn't see the Pro Bowl.
Mhm.
I'm probably gonna have to go on YouTube and watch the flag football game. But I mean, what else are they gonna do? The regular Pro Bowl, they weren't hitting. The last big hit I seen in the Pro Bowl was when Sean Taylor knocked that dude. That was the last time the Pro Bowl was really like fun to watch. Other than that, the Pro Bowl ain't the same.
I mean, honestly, Jimmy. He said this shit's stupid, and I agree with him because I was sitting here watching this mess. They had one offensive lineman on the field, and then about 4 or 5 offensive weapons, and they was like, "What are we doing here?" Like they was moving the ball so easily down the field. They, like I said, they had Tyler Huntley looking good. I mean, it was just this whole. Did you see when they did the best catch or spectacular catch thing?
Yeah.
Like that
The
shit
dunk
was,
contest.
that shit was weak.
Dunk
Like,
contest of catches?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
what are we doing?
Damn,
Like,
they should have
multiple
just
like
did a celeb shot, put OBJ out there, man.
Yo.
I don't know
Gave him a
what
Pro Bowl.
I don't know what they could do. Maybe just cancel the Pro Bowl completely. Just
Yeah.
announce, okay, you made the Pro Bowl, because now it just seems like they're trying too hard. Like they had them out there lifting weights off of some type of structure, sliding it to the end, and
I
then
actually like that.
defensive.
Wait, they had them out there bench pressing?
It gave me the strongest man. You ever watch the strongest man competition?
Yeah,
It gave me that type of vibe.
Yo, they was
So it's
flipping
like,
boulders. Wow.
See, but those big men need the praise. We never really speak on these guys or call them by name or see their faces in the trenches. Those big men, they got some praise today. Hashtag big fellas.
But it wasn't
done.
football. It wasn't football.
It was entertainment. This is entertainment.
That's sick. Had them
Oh
out there
my.
bench pressing and flipping boulders. It's wild.
Oh my.
Yo,
Oh, my one of my other ones.
Baker Mayfield to the Bucks. I know that's your guy. So if he did go there, I agree with Cam Jordan. They are going to be trash.
Yo, man, don't wish that upon. I don't wish that upon my boy Baker, man.
I don't wish that upon the Buccaneers.
I want to see. I wish him all success in his career. I think he's gonna, eventually get another opportunity. That's my boy Baker. So unfortunately, the Succaneers will be the Succaneers again.
If they get Baker?
No. They're not gonna get Baker because I don't want to see that happen.
You don't want to see what happened.
I don't want to see Baker get put into that situation, and then he goes down with the team, because either way the team's going down.
So I know Jimmy got to. If they get Jimmy G, Derek Carr, who's another one that's available? I don't know. Ryan Tannehill. Who's cooking?
Rise up.
Go ahead, Jimmy.
For my last one, I heard this rumor now that this guy Kellen Moore's gone. Mike McCarthy is now calling the plays, and boy, I would be almost in tears if I was a Cowboy fan. But thank God I am not. Now, if it's not a Super Bowl for this man, at least a Super Bowl appearance. He's up out of there, and yes, Quinn is in the building. Quinn is there. He should have already been the head coach, probably last year in my estimation, because you can blame that loss on Dak and McCarthy. Clock management skills were not good all of last year. McCarthy got better this year with it. Let's hope he gets better with his play calling moving forward.
At some point, you got to put it on the players. It's not about the coach at some point. So you got to hold the players accountable for not making the plays that they need to. And so if Mike McCarthy's gone, I think a lot of these guys should be gone. Zeke,
I think he going this season.
Yeah.
I could agree with that. I mean,
So
Mike
since
McCarthy.
Don, yeah, go
Huh?
ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was about to say I was going to go into my last one, but go ahead. Oh, you Mike McCarthy.
I just don't think Mike McCarthy is. I don't think he's the reason. I think it's a collective of the reason why they don't win over there. But I do think that he will get blamed, especially since they be flirting with saying that he gonna get fired every year. So,
You always get rid of the coach before you get rid of the players. So,
or you could just do a package deal and get rid of him and Dak.
yep, that's what I would do.
My gosh.
Send him right down to the Falcons.
Whoa. I don't know about that. And on
You
that
wouldn't want
note,
that.
nah, I'm good, bro. On that note, because Don took my took my first one, to T. Higgins.
See, you on your nonsense. I see.
I was gonna fuck with him today, Jay.
Slick Rick rule. Yo, that's great.
So,
y'all did y'all have any comments on that or?
Nah, I don't think he's going anywhere, man.
I would have the
They're
same
gonna
energy
pay.
if I had those weapons. So yes,
They're gonna pay that man. He already talked about he going to number 5 next year. He's solidified there.
Hey, you see, I'm gonna change that 85. I'm gonna get that 5.
that's mad disrespectful to Ocho Cinco. Oh my god.
Nah, Ocho blessed
There
him,
was
man.
a couple guys that had 85 before even Ocho had it. I mean,
That's like the best thing y'all got going for y'all franchises, Ocho Cinco. And you're gonna disrespect that? Oh my god.
no, our best thing we got for our franchise is Joe Burrow. And
Now
then
it is. Now
we are, but before Ocho, we still had Munoz, or however, the offensive lineman. He in the Hall of Fame. We had Esiason. Like, come on now,
Reaching
put
for
some
the
respect
big
on us.
guys.
We had
No,
Corey Dillon.
no,
We
never.
had Corey Dillon.
Y'all have never won a Super Bowl. I cannot. I'm so
I didn't
sorry.
say we did, but we was there
Respect.
twice.
Twice.
Come on now, put some respect on it.
Shit, we was there twice
In
too.
the 90s?
Huh?
Yeah, y'all were. The 90s? When we y'all be there? The 90s?
But no, before the 90s.
Oh god. So before we were born. Oh my god.
It does
This
not
is worse than
matter.
the Cowboys.
It does not matter. Hey,
Anywho.
What do Steelers fans do? Bring up nothing but championships that none of us was around to see.
No Steelers fans over
They
here.
won 2 this
And they
in
did
the
with Big Ben.
2000s.
They beat the Cardinals.
And the
Seahawks.
Seahawks.
Even though Big Ben crawled across the goal line, I seen it.
What year? One of those was in like the 2000 like 4, 6s, something like that.
Yeah,
Right?
they beat the Seahawks once and they beat the Cardinals on the
Yeah,
San
but-
Antonio Holmes catch.
Oh yeah.
And then
But I'm saying, all you hear,
run, the Antoine Wendell pass, the Hines Ward. Yeah.
but I'm saying all you hear is how many Super Bowls we got. Like that's the same thing like the Cowboys. Like I will give Jimmy team this. At least they won most of their championships while we was alive. Well, all of them while we was alive.
Yes.
So it's like you got to give them some props for that. I ain't trying to hear about nothing I wasn't around to see. I don't know what level of competition y'all was playing. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta do our searches and shit.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
But I'll say this: my last one, Brandon Cooks to the
Buffalo Bills.
If he goes there,
I like that.
I would tell you
That'd be a
this,
nice weapon.
that makes them a legit contender.
I like that.
That'd be a nice weapon for them. Yeah,
Mhm.
I like that. I like that.
You'd be back on the Buffalo again?
I might just do that in a minute.
Oh no, man! I gotta. You.
I might do that.
Yeah, hold
That's
on.
nice.
He about to send a trade.
I got mad franchises on, man. I'm making trades, making moves here and there. And that's nice. Brandon, he would open it up for Stephon. Oh my god.
Yeah, that'd be lovely for them.
They'd actually have a sure-handed player.
My last one would be Aaron Rodgers to the Raiders.
I don't agree with nobody coming to the AFC. Like I just don't.
Tough.
Why all these quarterbacks want to come in the AFC? That's crazy.
I don't know why. Like think about this. You
got washed up rust in our conference. Now we saw
it wasn't easy coming to the AFC, and then who? It's just
Matt
like
Ryan.
Matt, exactly.
Matt
Washed
Ryan,
up quarterbacks keep
Deshaun
coming
Watson.
Washed up quarterbacks keep coming to our division. I mean, our conference. It's like, bro.
You know what it's about? It's all about the money.
Because he wasn't going to them before. He could have just took his behind right to Atlanta or Carolina and been happy down there being sorry. But
see,
no,
we good.
He want to come to the AFC, and now you might not even make the playoffs.
Ah, man. And on that note, fellas.
real quick, but he'll still be a top 5 quarterback for Jimmie.
Yeah, that was great.
Who we talking about again? Deshaun?
Sean,
Who's top
Deshaun
10?
Watson.
Top 9, actually. Top 9.
Oh man, that was a good one, fellas. That was definitely a good one. We got our. We're gonna get a good game this Sunday.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna see if the Chiefs can beat the Eagles. The Eagles beat the Chiefs. He had a good episode today, and then we're gonna still give y'all some more top 10 rankings coming forward. And y'all already know, like, share, subscribe. You guys got any questions? Hit us up on TikTok, IG, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. We are here on all platforms. And y'all already know, until next time. Peace.
We out.
This that COMEUP. Stand back while I do me. I'm the King James of this era. Do my best to be 2-3. You see the metaphoric beat destroying MC. They had to wait his turn, sit and learn from the OGs, but slowly I had myself out like a slow leak. It take paper to make paper. So I'm speaking from this loose leaf. Damn. I ain't even gotta talk about it. They said you public in the basement, but your songs is private. Bring back the monster, the one that you keep locked in. Shit, I ain't gotta score the points. Look at John Stockton. I put my niggas on just so they can make a profit. But for now, I ain't get up and play that monster in the closet. Mon V hit 23. Rest in peace to every beat. Bring them leather bags and bring them white sheets. I'm all that in the bag of chips. Hit that nigga if he trip. Nigga run, you better not trip. Cause if you slip, I'm catching up, niggas, y'all running too slow. And if you running too fast, I'm gonna pick up me some more. Cause y'all niggas been tripping, yeah, y'all niggas been slipping. Y'all talk about cars and not the women, but I'm on a different tip, I'm on some different shit. I got some niggas back home depending on this shit. My niggas reppin' that gangrene shit. Boobie Mars, my nigga Wax, my nigga Chuck, we in this bitch. Nigga hitting New York around the summertime. And if you ain't dropped, you done around the summertime. I parachute when I jump out the booth. That mean I'm high, the bar is up, elevate you dudes. I'm back at it, I'm back rapping, I'm back scrapping, I'm back down to that real shit. You off of that old bullshit, y'all niggas drinking that malt liquor. Me and my niggas, we sip some rock, y'all niggas jump, we jump too. We pull the gun out, you get popped, that's the way it go, that's the way it is. That's the way a nigga always live, that's the way I was taught. Growing up, running around, little kids, we on the block in the road, nigga. Running around with that gold, nigga. I'm talking about my brilliant mind, it's a gold mind.